how good I look.
So
Hey, everybody. Is this thing on? Test.
we're all back here. We have Bucks and Brews on this side, we have Beer Me on that side. We're at Osgood Brewing. We're gonna have a blast tonight.
Yeah.
I think we're just gonna talk about a whole bunch of stuff, and we just got asked a great question on when was our first beer.
What was it?
Oh, what was it?
When?
And when. I got when and what.
And you can give the details.
So I don't remember the age, but I know I was less than 5.
Wow.
Because
I think we have a winner, Paul.
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
we
the
got
other
a
one was
winner.
14.
When
Less than 5.
when you grew up in Plainwell, as he would know, because I think he has a similar story, I would go out in the backyard working with, my step grandfather, who's an asswipe, and well, he's dead now, but he was an asswipe. But and the dog would always drink my Kool-Aid, and I'd be thirsty, and he'd go, "Here, drink this," and he'd hand me a Pabst, and I'd drink the Pabst. So my first beer was a Pabst Blue Ribbon, and I was under 5.
Well, it's funny because that was Paul's first beer story.
Was it?
Yeah, the Blue Ribbon beer.
Oh, yeah?
Oh,
Yeah,
no, I think
PBR.
mine was Red Dog.
Red Dog.
Oh.
But I
So
do
you're
like-
like 13 right now.
But I love saying
Yeah.
that, like, they just don't pass those blue ribbons out to anybody.
They don't.
Yeah, right.
There's a
reason
why.
they have that. Yeah.
Thank you, dear.
Yeah.
I think before we talk about what we're drinking, my first beer was probably, around that same 5 age type thing. My grandpa would just hand me a beer and there you go. But my first real one, I would say, was St. Ides malt liquor.
It's a great bottle.
I was 12 years old. I was actually just up the street. It was the 4th of July. I got completely hammered because I drank the entire thing.
Oh, yeah.
And that started my alcoholism. I stumbled, the cops pulled up because we were lighting illegal fireworks. The cops pull up, and of course, I just run inside, stumble up the steps, and the people I was with, I won't say names, family relation, just told the cop that he just wasn't feeling good. And, it was.
I bet they heard that before.
Yeah, but he couldn't. He's not going to guess that a little 12-year-old is wasted on a 4th of July. So
I'm gonna say this: it's not alcoholism. You do not go to meetings.
Yeah.
in fact,
We're
a hobby.
drunkards. We are not alcoholics.
More of a hobby.
Yes.
So
Some people don't. Some people do.
Mike?
I think my story was a lot like David's was, in the fact that, it was probably hanging out with my grandpa, doing, gardening or whatever, and he would just be like, he would have his beer. I seem to recall it was probably something like PBR or something of that similar vein.
Something you could get 24 of them for like $3.
For like $3. Now, the first time I remember ever getting plastered was visiting my brother when I was 16 years old, and he was a freshman at Michigan State University.
Oh boy.
In the
Yeah.
dorms, and him in a couple of keg parties in a row over the weekend.
Yeah,
I started out real strong
Hey,
the whole
buddy,
weekend.
The revenue producers of the 70s and 80s.
I think my first drunk incident was you buying me beer when I was not quite of drinking age.
So as we said, we are officially at Osgood Brewing. You guys remember, anybody watching, listening? I had their coconut porter a few weeks back. So this time we're here. I'm actually drinking a Notley, which is a smoked porter itself. Actually really good. I let David try it, and all of a sudden he went with one.
Yeah, I was drinking a Stone's Throw, and now I'm going to the Notley
So
myself.
real quick, Nick, if you want to,
Yeah.
what we usually do is we do the beer score sheet. So if you want, there's 5 points here.
Oh, we would
If you
love
want to
that.
just describe that.
Oh,
And what's the source
Real
of that
quick.
information, Paul? Do you remember?
It's a BCB BJC page.
all I heard was
just like the show.
All I heard was PCP out of this. Okay, like I don't know if
Beer
these guys are
judging
gonna do something.
certification program.
Yes.
So aroma, you have to sniff it with your mouth open. That's the only way you can get full smell out of it.
Ooh, we have a
Sniff it like a dog.
I make my own wine, and when you're around wine people, you have to be fancy, right? And 'cause
Hold
me,
your pinky up.
I
Yeah,
shoot everything. That's just who I am. So, I would say my aroma's a little light, but that's not a full glass. So, you can get the smoke off that like really quickly. The appearance, say
It's gorgeous.
we got
It's
some
gorgeous.
We got some dark to it. It's great flavor. And you want me to rank it out of anything? Say the flavor. Say it's very good I could drink it all day because I'm a man. Say,
It's very smooth.
Yeah, it's like-
I mean, porters are smooth, but this
Yeah.
is very smooth.
You know, I don't feel like I'm smoking a cigarette, and I don't feel like I'm constantly just opening my smoker to get the meat. Like it's not that much smoke, but you know, it's got enough to where you have that.
You want to try this, Mike? This is good.
Mouthfeel.
All right.
Mouthfeel definitely. Like I go with the smooth on it. It warms up really well actually when you hold it. So.
Might get that one next. I think you said.
Yeah, me too.
This one-
he's talking me right into
This
it.
is an excellent beer.
Overall impression, you know, if we're going a 1 out of 5 for a standard, not, you know, fantastic like barrel aged beer, for me, I guess I would go like a 4.3 on it. Right? It's a very good beer.
See, I'm gonna say this one. I like this one a lot. I'm gonna go like a 3.5 because it's not my favorite porter.
Sure.
But it's very strong.
What's your favorite porter?
I am really particular with Atwater.
Really?
Vanilla Java
Java?
porter.
Yeah.
I can drink a vanilla Java porter anytime.
Yeah. Mine's Founders.
So you're not a seasonal. We've discussed it. I used
Yeah,
to believe that
it was
porters
the
were
Pauly
fall and
Porter
winter.
pledge.
I honestly, I tend to drink more porters and stouts in the fall,
Yeah, in the
winter.
colder weather, like we said.
Yeah.
And when we hit spring, I start to go towards those lighter fruity beers.
There it is.
So I love reds and I like Liney Summer Shandy. And I mean, you put a little bit of fruit in a beer,
Yeah.
as long as it's not like, love Rubaeus. You could literally pour Rubaeus in any dark beer and I'm a happy guy.
That's a good mixture. Like we love just.
Yeah, like any dark beer. So him and I, we've been drinking together for over 20 years,
Almost as long as I've
30
been
years,
around.
almost as long as Nick's been alive. And I don't think we've ever had a dark light combo that we hated.
No. It's funny because I find myself to be quite opposite, right? Like I want a lot of dark beers in the summer. And,
Really?
That is weird.
Yeah.
But
It is
I,
different. Yeah.
but I also like I can't say just on a constant, right? Like I will go with like a Mike's Hard just to like change it up real quick. But I find myself
Just in the morning, to wake up.
Well, so my favorite day, right? If I were to lay out a day, I'm gonna wake up and drink Founder's Breakfast Stout, just a 4-pack of that real quick.
Yeah.
You know, throughout my day, I'm gonna drink some Bud Lights. You know,
Just to make it through the day.
right. Well,
Yeah.
lunchtime's gonna come around. You know, I'm gonna end up with something really nice because I like to
Treat yourself.
treat myself to lunch, right? So I'm gonna go.
Treat yourself.
I'm gonna go with hazelnuts, or, you know, hazelnuts from outside. I'm gonna.
I will say, so I go to Horrocks one day
Yeah. Oh.
and my wife goes, "Oh my God, Nick loves Hazel's nuts." And mind you, a 4-pack's like $13. And she sends Nick a text, "Hey, they have Hazel's nuts at Horrocks." And he goes, "I'm on my way." And he bought like 4-packs.
Yeah, so they were 23 or 24 bucks a piece because they were the reserves, right?
Yeah.
So toasted marshmallow and coconut, raspberry, and there's a third one. But yeah, I ended up buying.
I've never had that.
I got text.
Hazel's nuts is very good.
I have a few at home. I'll have to bring to you guys next time we get together for this.
Honestly, there's so many different beers. Nick and I will just taste stuff. Mike as well, because honestly,
I've always heard that there's so many beers, so little time.
there really
Right?
is.
Very true.
Yeah.
So he
Yeah.
as far as friends go, he's like 4 years older than me, and he has always been at the forefront of what I'm going to like.
Yeah. At the
Like-
forefront of what I'm gonna like.
He was into cider beers like 4 years before I would touch a cider beer. I'm like, that's disgusting. How can you drink that? And he's like, oh, it's so good.
What about seltzers?
I do that when I want something lighter.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I don't love them. But
I'm right there with
they're a
you.
good way to drink and not feel like you've just had.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, when I was working in the
Yeah.
beer industry, that was called Mick Ultra.
Yeah.
It takes me a while to feel that fullness. I don't know what the problem is with me.
Keep drinking.
I have this list of bad beers I used to drink. Like Red Dog was on there.
Oh yeah.
He used to buy me Red Dog. Amber Bach.
Oh, Michelob. I love Michelob Amber. That was good. So the one,
Especially draft.
so King Cobra,
Yes.
don't let the smooth taste fool you. It was always a, that was always a fun. And you get stung at the end of the
Yes,
day.
of course.
Yeah.
So, Pat, Paul, thank you for joining us
Yeah.
and having us your way as well. I know, say, Paul, you kind of came into a real estate group that I'm the admin for, started up with a good friend of mine.
Yep.
And I posted out, hey, look, I'm looking for somebody that wants to talk about their real estate journey, but a little more on the okay with using debt to gain wealth,
Yeah,
right? And because when you talk about that type of a thing, it's those two words don't go together, right? Debt and wealth.
Yeah, right.
Just not a normal. So, you know, it reached out and you were like, yeah, you know, this is kind of what it. And so we're like, hey, let's put this on the recording, talk about it, and see where we can go. And if we can drink beers along the way.
It's a win-win.
So the Buck Brew
Nothing wrong with
podcast was all in because it
Yeah.
hit all the boxes, right, Paul? Check.
You know, and
Especially the beer part.
Oh yeah.
just say, you know, come to find out, Pat has invested himself. We're gonna find out that journey. I'm really excited about it. So.
Well, and I think the best part about this is we have 5 people sitting here that just want to not only make more money, but drink a lot of good beers.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's something.
They go hand in
You know, so it's probably let's make as much money as we can so we can enjoy as much beer as we
I
can.
think that
Quality
really sums
beer,
it up
right?
well.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
There's nothing more rewarding than kind of doing a demo on your own property and having a really cool beer.
Yeah.
Because we would bring each other beers to our property. Yeah.
So
Break time.
my question is, so my family, you know, they're once you touch a beer, pretty much work is done because you're just gonna keep going with the beer. That's the so the rules are you
Absolutely.
don't touch it till you're done. I mean, would you guys find the same problem or
Well,
you?
I'm not going to speak for Paul, but I love beer so much that I had to take a couple breaks and kind of like go into the back of the place we were at and maybe sneak one in to get me through the day. You know, 'cause we did a lot of shit. I didn't know I put more physical labor into my first flip than I thought I was going to.
Oh, yeah.
So my Terry Bradshaw knees started kicking in after a while because I was on my knees in the freaking basement, sanding on the floor and shit. So yeah, I must say I did break your rule a little bit.
I gotta say, it's
No.
better than your Joe Theismann knees, which he would have no idea about because he wasn't even born.
You know, if Terry Bradshaw wasn't my mom's like man crush and a half,
be
I
different.
wouldn't know who the guy is, right? Like, well, he races horses. I'm into horse racing, all that. So, like, he's actually really. I think we could be really good friends. Terry Bradshaw, if you're listening,
Terry,
like, let's
bring it.
find out.
Terry,
Let's
we
find
need a
out
beer
who
with
the
you.
best friends, right? Like,
Yeah.
you never know until you try.
Right.
You don't get the order unless
It
you ask.
depends on what I was
Yeah.
doing that day to answer the question, am I done after drinking? So if it was a demo day or whatever and it was hot,
I
Yeah.
think he was drinking today.
Yeah.
Right?
So-
yeah, it was a little-
Those watching, yeah, like you look like me when I paint.
I actually did this just for the podcast, so big beers
like a
and
test,
real estate books, yeah, but
I
if I'm
was
doing trim work, yeah, I'm not drinking the Two-Hearted.
sure
There you go.
I mean, some of the flips.
on a saw.
I'm
yeah.
doing anything. I'm not drinking the Two-Hearted.
I was renovating one of my units, and I wanted it done that day because that's just who I am. Like I don't. So I put a coat of paint on it, and it's hot out, right? So I was like, I'm gonna run down to Speedway because they sell cans. So I grabbed like a Mike's, I think 2 Mike's Hards, right? And I just pounded, just completely like shotgun 2 beers, 2 drinks, and I go to put my second coat on, and I was like, that'll work. Forget it. Like I'm done. And yeah.
Oil
it was,
based too, just.
Oh, it was, you know, there's still a roller spot right in the ceiling, and I was like, we'll call it care.
Did it rent?
Oh yeah,
Well,
100%.
then
It's
you're
like,
fine,
no, and so I do. That's a trick that most people won't get. So like, I don't do things to high end unless it's a flip, right? Like I don't put granite countertops into things because I don't have granite in my place. I'm a very low end, like you know, I want product that works, it's usable, it's functional. I don't need bigger things. But you know, with that spot on the ceiling, to me, if a tenant walked in and they complained about it, I knew that was a warning sign, right? Like because if you're complaining about paint that's going to cost you nothing, it's going to harm you in 0 ways. There's nothing bad about it in my opinion. You're going to complain about so many other things that I probably don't want to have to sit here and deal with, right? Like, so it really, to me, it's like those little warning signs. I mean, I'll walk people through things where it's like, yeah, you know, it's not fully cleaned, right? And then if the question comes, oh, is it going to get cleaned? Yes, it will. But if it's, oh, this is broke, this, and I was like, all right, I'll get them taken care of. But you know, they're warning signs of things.
That's
for me.
interesting.
Is that a good lead into like maybe if you want a property management company to do that, if
I
you don't
don't
want
own
to deal with that.
I don't have property management.
He is the property
But I'm saying,
manager.
I think that's
If
the
you
new,
want
that's a
to
test.
not
You
deal
put
with that.
You put a roller in the living room ceiling.
Yeah.
And if the potential tenant says something, you're like, back that one.
Well, I mean, I can't say bag it, but like, you know, it's definitely a sign. I mean, good, like they're noticing things. I really appreciate
Yeah.
that. But you know, I mean, if they bitch and complain about it, right? Let's just call it what it is. Like, oh, that's horrible, and I can't believe you wouldn't cover that up. You know, I get that type of feedback, and it's just like that's fixable. And it really, like, did it harm you in any way?
Yeah,
Like your
right.
OCD might be in the way, but like, I can't come over here when you vacuum and a piece of carpet starts to come up or something. Like,
So-
that's really on you for your vacuum being too powerful.
As a property manager, you're gonna love this. So you remember when Caitlin moved into the apartment?
Yeah.
There was this list of things she needed fixed. So like the window didn't open correctly, and
Yeah.
I don't know, there was like 6 things.
Yep.
Ask me when they fixed them.
When she moved out.
No, they still haven't fixed
Yeah,
them.
exactly.
And she's been out for like 2 months now.
Yeah.
So
So
they just didn't fix anything.
you know, we talked about it. I lost my job working in a factory warehouse in July. Drank for a few months.
Now,
Realized
wait a minute.
probably
You-
lost my job way before that.
You
but-
lost your job. So Nick's not entirely truthful when he says he lost his job. They gave him a different job, and he goes, "Yeah, I'm not doing that." So he sat in his car for like an hour, and he goes, "I'm not doing that," and then drove home. And then he just didn't go in for 2 weeks.
I ran into my there's much more to that. But like,
There is.
Always.
I ran into my boss. I was off for time. I was off for COVID, and I didn't have my badge, and I go to walk in after they've already demoted me and done stuff, and I don't have my badge to get in the door, and I was like, that's a fucking warning sign. I was like, and so I was like, you know what? Honestly, I can't see myself, and everything's running through my mind. So I walk out and I run right into my new boss, and he goes, "Oh, you work at third shift now?" Because I'm like, if you're not 15 minutes early, you're kind of late person.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Nope." I was like, "Still on your shift?" I was like, "I forgot my badge." And he goes, "Okay." He goes, "Where are you headed?" And I was like, "Home. I don't think I can do this anymore." And he goes,
Wow.
"I understand." He goes, "I get it." You know, so I used up personal vacation, did a bunch more, and then that kind of happened. But like, I tried to make that attempt, and I was like, this just like I've worked my ass off in real estate to get to where I am in life, and I had the ability to make that decision. Like, that's the proudest thing I've done
That's
in a long time. But it was, I devoted so much to that company. Like, I'm a very company person. Like, whether it's, I'm probably not as devoted to my own company as I am to other things. So I go a few months, and actually I now manage properties for about 450 units. I work more than I ever did in my life, but I'm getting paid to get knowledge to where I want to be in life, right? So I'll get there someday.
What kind of beer will you drink when you get there?
Well,
I would hope he graduates
I would
to
say
better
you
beer.
talk about your barrel aged.
Yeah.
What would be your favorite? Is that KBS possibly or no?
2 of those.
I know
do
he needs
enjoy.
some. I need one of these.
I do enjoy KBS. Yeah, we're gonna take. Sorry, the waitress is taking our order real quick. We're gonna get. You want a Notley?
The coconut.
Yeah,
That's not coconut.
Oh,
Sorry,
this is not coconut.
This is the smoked porter.
Oh, yeah. I'll do it.
So we're gonna get
I
five.
guess we're getting
five
five of those.
Notleys.
Okay.
Thank you.
perfect. Yeah.
So we ordered for you.
Okay,
Um,
thank you.
That
That's good,
happens
that's good,
sometimes.
yeah.
So you guys seen it? Sorry, I don't remember your question, but you guys seen it right when I walk in. When they ask me what type of beer I want, right? Like
Yes.
I want you to just pick a beer for me because I'm hoping that you're going to give me what your best and brightest is, like, of this entire place,
Yeah.
what you're known for. Because I'm not going to judge you. Like, I like beer, right? I sound like
You
Brett
like
Kavanaugh.
everything.
I sound like
though.
Brett Kavanaugh right now. I like beer. You know, say like, great, as much as we don't like the guy type thing on this side. Of
You
things.
like
know,
every type of beer.
I do the same thing, except
But
except
there-
I can't do wheat.
There are
I
beer
get
snobs
crushed.
over here.
Yeah.
Like him and I that will not touch an IPA. It doesn't matter what it is. It's disgusting.
We were
I'm
talking-
sorry. It's
we were-
disgusting.
We were talking about zombie dust, right? Which is probably like the most harsh, like,
Yeah.
IPA you've had in your mouth.
Yeah.
Like, this thing will just it'll repair
Awful.
your chest.
No,
Like, what your
I
dad
got
was
enough
just told
hair on
you.
my chest. I don't need that.
So
Zombie
so
dust is awesome.
it's fantastic beer.
Yeah, he's so
the
good. You're
line,
missing out.
when you have a line out the building, you know it's a good beer. So
You know,
What-
there
what-
can be a line out the building for anything, literally.
Yeah, it's true, except for our podcast. I mean, way to go us.
Or ours.
Hey, we're up to like 20 listeners,
Yeah,
so
You guys
We include family members. I don't know if you guys.
yeah, we do too. I don't know. I get phone calls from Mike, and Mike's like, "Hey, listen to this episode. Now I'm doing DoorDash," and we're like, "Yes."
my mom's like, I can't find your page, and I'm like, you just gotta go like, and I share it all the time. I still can't find your podcast, and I'm like, don't worry about it. Fuck it, it's not even worth it to me.
I will say this. I listened to our podcast on the way over here.
There you go.
Your podcast.
The beer I'm gonna drink, right? It's probably. I did it one night, and that wasn't a great night for me. It didn't end well. I walked into Odd Side Ales. I'm not trying to get them in trouble, but I ordered everything on the menu.
Beer or food?
No, beer, which was food that night. And a ride
Beer
home.
is a food.
So,
Spoils, yeah.
I drank everything. We didn't finish. I shared it between people, but like I tried. That's what I would do, right? Like I would go to every brewery and literally just
let her go.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a fight guy, right? Because I think 5 ounces just isn't enough for any person in this world. Like it's like the most rude question to ask me. Like when I go to the meadery, they're like, do you want 1, 2, or 4 ounces of this? And I was like, do you have the 16-ounce pour of me? Like that's what I would like.
So Nick, maybe would be kind of cool, the dream vision of, all right, I'm very comfortable in life. I have expendable income.
Yeah.
For me would be to like get a net jet. All right. Get my best buddies that love beer
I
together.
know where he's going.
And pick like the most famous breweries around the world.
Oh, I thought you were gonna go.
And well, I could do domestic first if you want. I mean, if
Germany.
I really hit it hard, yeah. Oh,
Ireland.
well, no. If you love beer, which show of hands.
I don't know.
think we all
I
do.
love beer.
This is something you got to put on your bucket
Okay,
list.
go.
You got to go to Oktoberfest.
Of
Oh,
course.
absolutely.
I did it once, and I could tell a lot of stories, but this one will sum it up. So
Oh, I love this.
we were at Oktoberfest when I was in the beer business. We took a certain buyer from a major retailer, and I went with a couple of wholesaler friends, and we went over to Belgium, and then we went to Oktoberfest in Munich, and we get there. And we go and do the afternoon shift, all right, and they kick you out. They literally kick you out of the beer tents. Like, all right, next shift, and you get out of there. So we drank, just had time of our lives. Overserved, yeah, a little bit. We get back to the hotel, 10:30 at night in Munich, and we say, let's have final at the bar. Great idea. So I sit there and I go to one of the guys I'm traveling with. I said, my freaking jaw's kind of sore. I must have ate something. He looks at me without missing a beat and goes, you asshole. He goes, you've been smiling for 12 hours straight. And you know what? Boom. That was exactly what the problem was. I just sat there I'm like, this is unbelievable.
Something tells me that your problem is you don't smile enough.
Oh, I guess not. I was moody. And then the second one that was even the highlight, I was the only one that had international phone or whatever the hell that means. You turn it. So my phone was the
All
only
I
one
heard
that
was
worked.
rich people money at this point.
Yeah. And well, that's when I was working for a big brewery that got bought out. But anyway, so I sit there and we're at the second day of Oktoberfest, all right? And we're having the time of our lives, and I look and I go, I go to John, I go, son, look at this. And I had a freaking beer blister. I mean, what another? I had
That's
a
awesome.
beer blister. So he takes a picture of it with my phone. He goes, I gotta text that back to the States. So we texted it back, and it was like that was the lead picture in the wholesaler meeting that next morning. Like, Big Bry's got a freaking beer blister over in October. I never heard that.
I'm not mad. I'm very impressed.
I know it was
I've
cool.
drank
Goals.
a lot of beer in my life. I've never got a beer blister.
The 1 year Nick and I coached together.
Yeah.
I go to Chicago. It's my daughter's 20th birthday, my best friend's 40th birthday. We go to a convention, and then we got tickets to Extreme Rules, and I get a text from my wife. I just need you to know I saw your assistant coach's dick tonight. I text her back. I'm like, what?
What?
She
That
goes,
wasn't a callback?
no. Nick's running around naked.
I was
And I
not
went,
naked.
okay, yes, you were.
I was not naked. All my
Okay,
clothes were on. My
Fine.
pants
Your
just
clothes
down.
were on, but your dick was out.
That's a fact.
Thank
The rules back then were a little different, right? Like if you're at my house, you got to know that it's probably going to come out. So,
It came out quite a bit, it seems.
if you're not helicoptering, you're not doing it right. That was my life, right? Like the same night.
Which, mind you, there are 2 people at this table. Actually, there's 3, I
four
guess.
now.
No, there's 3 people at this table that my wife has seen their dicks.
Oh, there you go.
How'd you know I knew your wife?
Maybe there's 4 now. I don't know.
Make that 5.
So-
Pat's being quiet.
Not
Turning
to,
red over here.
so I get a text yesterday from Christy, which Mike knows, and she goes, "Yeah, I'm chasing a naked baby around the house." And I said, "So, miniature Michael Benson," and she goes, "Yeah, I guess." And of course, you and I know where that's coming from.
So
explain the beer we just got. I just took a sip of it. It's delicious. What is it all about?
Notley is a porter. It's got smoked and
Oh, he did the score sheet.
yeah.
Yeah.
So this
Oh,
is
this
what I
is
just
one. Okay,
yeah,
all right.
so and it's not. I don't think it has coffee, but it gives coffee hints to
I
it
agree.
because of that
I
smoke
agree.
to it.
Yeah.
So,
It doesn't taste
Yeah.
very smoky to me. It tastes more
It's
coffee.
got a little. It's kind of like
It's very,
I'd say 25% smoky, 75% coffee.
yeah, it's very
Yeah.
I was going
subtle.
37. I was going 37.
Numbers.
We'll go with
It's
subtle.
all about numbers, right?
it's all about
It's
numbers.
all about numbers.
We do love numbers.
Yeah, I know you do.
So
And when I smell it, I smell coffee more than I smell smoke.
I do too.
really, and huh?
What's it say in the description?
Let's
Or is
see.
one?
Let's find
I
out.
don't see
Hold
it.
on. Let's say something.
Everybody hop on their phone now to find the
Yeah,
description.
So, but Pat, all right, here it is. Smoked and roasted grains are strong in this porter, which also gives a rich, almost coffee-like flavor. So,
Good story.
because the grains are smoked and they're roasted, that's going to give it just like coffee's
Just like
roasted.
coffee.
and stuff.
Yeah.
So there's no coffee
See,
in
I
this.
get
There's no
coffee.
coffee in
Hey,
this beer.
Hey, he knows
Wow.
the beer.
All
He knows
right.
beer.
I was
I
saying,
get
I'm
coffee
doing.
because I
Doing good.
grind beans every morning for coffee. So like,
Oh,
All I heard was I have money. Okay, so like we brought the rich people here today just
We
to
did.
brag
oh,
about how much.
please don't go there.
Yeah, so God,
Mike, what do you think of this?
I just
Very good.
Yeah, see, I
I
agree.
agree. I
Well,
like it.
it's
we got a
let me
winner here,
explain
folks.
it.
No,
I mean,
no, you don't need to explain
they're
your rich
flown in
people.
every morning,
Yeah.
so I have to grind them fresh every morning. Yeah, I'm just joking about
I
that.
said, with
gotta go to the
Rich.
airport.
Hey, Juan, hey, Valdez
his wife already has like a connection in Colombia. They literally just have a person hired there. It ships daily, right?
The
Like
I think there's only 3 of us here that are old enough to know who the hell Juan Valdez is.
the coffee
Who?
hides other
Right.
things.
yeah, it's
Yeah, there it is.
Fuck you.
it's
I
like-
know, Dave.
I'm a little young at this table, but so all right. Which one of the 2 of you did your first real estate first?
I did.
Paul. All right. So we're gonna get into yours because I know that you're a little older and that memory might be going first. So
Yeah, I think I'm 39 next month. I turn 39 next month.
oh man, you're getting old.
I know.
So I
We have 2 people in our 30s here, 2 people in our 40s, and
yeah, and
Pat.
and we got Pat.
Pat's very young. We're not going to say how young he is because we don't want to embarrass the rest of
The
us.
worst part is looking around, Pat looks like the youngest of all of us, right? Like
He really kind of does. and That's kind of
Because
bullshit.
I love beer.
right.
I love beer a lot.
I don't think that's the answer, Pat.
I'm 32 and look like I'm ready to croak. This guy,
I'm
this guy,
I'm
this guy came here ready
43
to
and
go
look
on a
half in the
marathon,
grave.
right?
One on a banana
So-
peel.
So, we wanted you on because, we talked about having debt in investing.
yeah,
So
yeah.
why don't you tell me what your first real estate deal was, how you bought it, and where the debt aspect comes from?
Sure. So before I get into that, I want to briefly touch why I got into it.
Nope. No.
No. And basically because I work for a general contractor as a project manager. A lot of people on the Facebook group reach out to me, use me and things like that. And I got to the point where I'm walking into these rundown houses, real estate, everything like that. And I'm putting together a good bid. And then I follow up with these people and I'm like, oh my God, that thing sold for that. And finally my wife's like, well, so this is what you do all day? Why aren't we buying the house?
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, I guess you're right, honey. Let's do it. So what we did now to answer the question
No,
is,
so we're gonna have to stop now because I don't want you to answer that question anymore. So like, my wife's never gonna listen to this. It doesn't matter. But like, my wife can see this all day, every day, right?
Time out.
We're
So
getting stopped so many
Yeah,
times. For this.
this happens. So our wives are to the point where I go to Nick's house and he goes, I'm pissed off right now. And I go, why? He goes, because she just said something about hey, did you know we're in a coin shortage? And I went, yeah, I fucking knew. I did a whole 45 minutes about it the other day.
This is not.
And she did not pay any
This was like a
attention.
week and a half before, and she
I'll
asked
send
me.
you the link.
Yeah. And so it was great, but
It wasn't great for you.
my wife on the real estate side, she's supportive and hey, go do what you want to do, because to her credit, businesses kind of were through my thing. We're going to talk about that in a different episode.
Yeah.
David's going to interview
Yeah.
me. I'm going to interview
Yeah.
David. So she always looks at things as like, it's just another little hobby thing. And it's like, no, I've always known this is going to be I didn't always know, but like this is my long-term investment. Like everything else is just fun to get by, right?
Yeah.
Like, so your wife literally called you out and said you're a dumbass. Like,
Yep.
Well, more
This is
eloquent. She's better with words than you. But yeah, a little bit more eloquent than
Well, I
me.
mean, we
I
just
never
call it
told I
like
was
we
never
see
told I
it.
was bad with words. No.
But yeah, and it got to the point where then it was like we talked about it for like a year, and it was finally like, hey, are we gonna do this shit or what? And it was like, okay, well, I started. I think I was in the group before my first flip.
You're welcome.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much. And because I had a couple friends in the group too.
Oh, you have friends.
Yeah.
Now we have money and friends, folks. Like,
So one of my good friends. who's
Next
always
thing,
in the-
we don't know what that
he's
looks
in
like.
the group. He's a realtor. He's helped me out a lot over the years.
who's that?
David Gadd.
Oh,
So-
I run into David all
Yeah.
the time because we're trying to buy the same flips.
Yeah. So as much like everyone,
Insane.
and which will lead, but
Yeah.
I set up
I
David
got
with
David's name right
yeah,
here.
set up David. So I don't think he listens, but if he does, David, you owe us a beer now.
That'll boost
Thanks,
our
David.
listener update.
That means, David, you owe us 5 beers now.
So
He likes
took
beer.
about a year. Gaddy was showing us houses, everything like that, and finally we were just driving around and we saw one in Burton Heights, and it was for sale for 50 grand.
How'd you know it was for sale?
There was Di Bartolo signed in the front yard.
Okay, so this was
Yep.
MLS.
Yes.
Okay, so multi-listing services, whatever MLS stands for.
Yeah.
I'm not a realtor. I don't plan to ever be one. But okay, so you're on market finding this deal.
Yeah,
Okay.
because we were going through everything else, and we were literally finding homes, 50 grand. David's like, you got to go above asking. Mind you, this is early 2019. So $50,000 home, I'm putting in an offer 70, waiving inspections, and I'm losing it to the 90. Several times in Grand Rapids.
Sure.
And my income, not my income, my money that I had for this project that was about 120, 130 or so that we were working with. So finally, after a couple weeks, I mean, actually a couple months, we find this one. It was 50 grand. It was a shithole, cinder blocks home, 2-bedroom, 1 bathroom. Everything needed to be redone except I had a genius able to fire up the furnace. Other than that, updated the electric, everything. So, talking about bad debt or fine with that, what we did is we used a HELOC. I mean,
What's a HELOC?
home equity line of credit
Which is against what?
against what you owe and what your home is worth.
So it's your personal. I mean, you got it on your personal home.
Yes, on our personal home.
So you took a loan against your house, chances to go foreclosure, to buy an investment property.
Yeah, a shitty one in Burton
What
Heights.
a dumbass.
Yeah, I know, right?
So,
So it gets better.
yeah.
It gets better.
hold
So
on,
then-
folks.
So then I little
I hope it
matched
gets
and burnt
better.
the house down. No, I'm just joking.
Yeah.
So-
I mean, no, I didn't. It literally got written off.
So I think we had like I said, 120, 130 approval in our HELOC. You know?
Okay.
So that was what we had to work with. Bought the home for 50. All right. I did a lot of the demo. I think Pat brought a couple beers during the demo.
I had sand flooring experience
Yeah.
with the correct mask. I might
Oh
add.
yeah. This was way before COVID too. You were-
I know. I
So you
was
can find
I was ahead of the trend.
Yeah. So, but we redid this. Nothing fancy, but nothing.
Looked great.
We didn't cut corners.
Sure.
Put about, and when I say put about, I bought a lot of new tools too with my HELOC money.
Good for you.
So in total, I spent about 45 more on the
Okay.
rehabs.
So we're 95,000 all in.
Yep, and that includes, like I said, I bought a new chop saw, new air compressor, things like that.
You were a contractor and you needed a chop
I'm a
saw.
project manager.
Pretty much what I heard was, have you guys ever watched Office Space, right? Like, you know, what he just said to me was literally Office Space. All right, so you deliver that. No, my secretary does.
You know,
so
my
you do that.
entire business is Office Space. You know
Yeah,
that,
oh,
right?
of course, right? So, and he goes, all right, so, you know, you deal with the people. No, no, I deal with the customers so the engineers don't have to.
They
Right?
don't have people
I'm
skills.
a people person, goddamn.
I'm a people person.
So, right, so you're a project manager, which literally just means you do nothing all day to make any company money, and they just pay you a bunch of money.
I wish I did nothing all day.
Wouldn't it be great? So that's what I right now.
Nick does nothing all day.
Jesus.
Yeah, right.
So right, like it's
Doesn't even go back to work when they ask him to.
Right.
it's fact. No, it's so I'm in that same job where I constantly like, hire contractors to do the job, and they all suck.
Yeah.
And
Haven't
so-
been on one of your properties yet. Still waiting.
You're welcome. You're too expensive. We literally hired a $12 an hour guy and wonder why he quits.
That sucks. We're 10.
Wonder why he quits and doesn't get anything done.
Yeah, let's say, you know, he's it's funny when you walk into the place and you see cans of Bud Light and you're like, oh, I worked late last night. At what, drinking?
Yeah,
like,
right.
I'm not paying
That's a
you.
job.
Like, yeah, it's like,
It is a job.
not when I pay the bill. Like, like if you
True.
say, hey, Nick, I'm going to do this, I'll be like, yeah, I'll buy you a beer. Like, this is exactly what it's going to be. So you're 95. So you've only touched 45 out of the 130 that you're allowed. Well, technically you touched 95
Correct.
out of the 130 you're
Purchase
allowed.
price and the, yeah.
So, and now, just so people are aware, because I'm somewhat educated, because I've used a HELOC as
Yeah.
well. Tell me what your payment looks like on that HELOC for $95,000.
I think when I purchased it for 50, I want to remember, I think the first month's payment was $127.
And what does that 127 go towards?
Just interest only.
Interest only. This guy gets an interest only.
Amortized over 30 years on a 10-year note.
So, do you
So-
want to explain that, or you want me to?
So here's, well, I will in a second, but here's the beauty. The payment was due on the 1st of the month. So on the
Yes.
28th of the month, when I had my statement, I took $127.50 out of my HELOC and transferred it into my checking account.
Yep.
And then on the 1st, I took $127.50 and paid off the HELOC payment. So I didn't even use any of our actual money out of our savings account to
Sure.
fund the flip. I used the HELOC from purchase, materials, and actually paying the HELOC itself.
Which is fantastic. Good for you. Like, yeah, so right, if you're 95, I mean, let's figure this out. So you're 30, you have $35,000 sitting in your bank account that you're paying interest on, but you're using that extra $35,000 just to pay interest.
Correct.
So you don't have any cash of your own
Correct.
into this game.
Correct.
Okay.
Sorry, I think there was a $50 processing fee for the HELOC. I just,
Oh man, you
But
got ripped. You got ripped
still,
off.
I know,
I
but
use Lake
it's-
Michigan. They have no processing fee. My HELOC's a little small. But no, that's
so yeah,
so you have nothing. You have nothing of your own money.
other
And-
than blood, sweat, and tears.
so now go ahead and tell me what this 10-year/30-year thing is.
Okay, so and jump in if I'm not explaining it correctly, but so basically with an interest-only loan, what they do is they say, okay, let's pretend that your $50,000 purchase price of your home is amortized over 30 years.
Yep.
Okay, now let's take that interest over 30 years, divide it by 30, that's
Yep.
your monthly payment. Well, that's all you have to pay back, but you have to pay it back in 10 years. So my minimum payment of the $127.50, if I paid that every month
Yep.
for 10 years, it wouldn't have been paid off.
Correct.
But obviously the goal in this at the time was going to be a flip,
Sure.
was to be done in a couple months. So I wasn't worried about the 10-year.
No, so that's your goal is 10 years. So right with the HELOC, it stays open until they call the note, which technically, if you're thinking about it, it's a commercial side because they can call that note at any given time, right? Which
I didn't know that.
So that's one thing that scares a lot of people. It doesn't
I
scare a
thought I
lot of
had
people.
10 years.
Well, and you do, but like they really can call that note at any given time. So I do use my HELOC for the same kind of reason, but I have cash reserves just in case
Okay.
because I bought my first house in 2010, and just I watched my in-laws and I watched a couple other people like lose to called notes, or like a lot of my now getting friends, right? They're like, oh, this is what happened to me. Like they called notes and negotiations. But so your interest only for 10 full years. So you could have held it cash flowed for 10 full years, and then you have a 20-year. Technically, the way I look at it is you have a 20-year principal, interest, taxes, insurance at that point. So you roll into a 20-year loan amortization, let's call it, because you get 10 years of just interest only, which is huge. I watch like Ben Mala, if you guys are familiar, and he does interest only loans all the time, and because it right, you cash flow so much at the beginning, and by that time you build up enough cash to where you're instantly able to refi on that property. And again, because you cash flow, it's not your money, and that's kind of how he does it. And I absolutely love that idea. So now you flip the property, right?
Okay. That was the goal, was to flip it.
Okay.
It came up that my boss's cousin was looking for a place, and I kind of just was joking that, hey, I'm about to finish this place in Burton Heights, and she's like, I haven't found anything in a year. Can I look at it? I'm like, I was like, it was in the Burton Heights. She's like, wants to be this downtown girl. And I wasn't even done yet. And she came in, she's like, I love it. So it kind of made me
I was there when she came by the first time. Yeah, Paul, customer relationship
wasn't
did a great job.
Sell the sizzle. And so I ended up.
Was it the beard? Tell me the beard guy.
I think it was the home. But anyway, so we agreed. She's like, would you be down for a short-term lease, because I want to still look for a house, even though this will get me downtown instead of living out in Caledonia with her mom. And I said, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. So I said $1,100 a month.
Okay.
She said, sounds great.
And you're 95 in, so you beat the 1% rule.
I'm between Division and 131 on Burton.
Okay. So wow.
Yeah.
You're right by the hardware store.
Yeah.
Way to go, you.
Right by Tacos El Canado.
Which is my favorite place to go to on Tuesdays. $6 for 3 tacos, $2 days. Big shout out to them. When you want to sponsor us, we'll definitely eat it.
We do like tacos.
Which I love that place because I was a block away every day, and
you're there every day.
Almost. So yeah, well, 45 plus tacos is my investment.
That's the one right next to 131, right?
Yeah.
Real close?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's there's
there's
the flat hills, and then there's Tacos and Pinatas, the first thing on the left.
So
Way to go.
She actually moved in before I was done. She was that cool. I allowed her to start moving stuff. But my wife started saying, we don't have a lease. I said, I think we're good. And she's like, I don't think we are,
So your wife's the smart one here.
Yeah.
I would say so.
Holy shit balls.
Yeah. So, but it was my boss's cousin. So
doesn't matter.
I know.
Like, no.
I know. I'm a very trustworthy person.
Me and you both.
So well, this also led into, I think she moved in sometime like mid to third week of October or something like that. And I said, you know what? I'm not even done yet. I said, the rest of the month, it's on me. Come November, that's when rent will start. So, okay. Well, it's November 5th, and I get a text, and she says, Paul, do you want money? And I go, shit, I'm a landlord now. And I do, yes, how's it going? Yeah. She's like, do you want me to just Venmo or Cash App? I'm like, yeah, sounds good. Okay. Boom, $1,100 for the, and then she was there, and she's like, we did a 6-month, and after like month 3, I got something on paper, said, here you go, and felt better. And
so, sorry, because so my quick story is my first lease, again, I have a 5-bedroom, 2-bathroom in Granville. My first lease was on a lined piece of paper that stated, I, Nick, rent this property for this amount of money for 1 full year. Both of us signed at the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you sell a car to a friend.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, this is not a lease, right?
Yeah.
Like, so what did your lease look like?
I reached out to the Facebook group and I said, hey, I just need a lease. And someone said, go to this website. You'll be able to find a free one if it's nothing special.
Sure.
So that's the beauty of your Facebook.
We need more beer, folks.
Yeah.
I'll just have anything that you'd like.
I like the seltzer.
No. I would like a beer, please.
I'm gonna stick with this.
The Nolly?
I'll just take another one of these.
Okay, yeah.
Anything?
I'll have the saison.
Of course.
I'm gonna take a pass.
I'm gonna do.
You tell the one who's driving.
I'm gonna do Pilsner of some sort if you have.
Probably closest to that is gonna be the Ogden Light.
Perfect.
All good? Okay.
So you end up getting a lease because of connections just by asking a question.
Yeah, real good. Don't even know if I filled it out right. It was just something, like I said, as my wife was right, so we need something on paper, even though,
You do.
again, December 4th, hey, Paul, do you just want me to Venmo you again? Yeah, I do. That sounds great. Thanks.
I was gonna inject that, your Facebook group, especially for newbies, is
Yeah.
fabulous.
Thank
I
you.
mean,
Oh, yeah.
it's like, holy shit good. I mean, I'm like, is it a stalker? What do they call it when you don't really do anything, but you just
Stalker.
read?
Yeah,
Stalker, yeah.
So I was stalking a lot.
Yeah.
It's a learning experience. I mean, it's
So-
just like all the questions that are asked, it's like, it's great. Even
So
the
what we're
repetitive
learning
stuff.
here is Facebook sucks, but Nick runs a great group on it.
Yes, he does.
It's funny because I troll my own Facebook group all the time, right?
Yeah.
Like, I had a friend post. He's like, "I'm not sure if this is allowed," and then he
Oh
goes
my God,
on
you
with
hit
it.
the nail on the
Yeah.
head yesterday.
Yeah.
But I'm like, admins know if it's
Yeah.
not allowed.
And
They know.
I was like, dude, if it wasn't allowed, I wouldn't ask. If it was like, I would just literally delete it.
I
Like,
want to be that guy in so many
you'll fu-
groups where like,
yeah.
you don't have to ask for like the
Yeah.
admins will delete it.
Trust
It
me.
is awesome though.
Just say thank you.
Really
Yeah.
love
So
it,
my buddy Charlie and I, we started it just because we were like, hey, we have to have something here, thinking it was gonna work like in our favor, like that people would like reach out, and people just reach out to us just to bitch about the group versus actually giving us deals.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, this backfired in my face. Like,
Yeah.
right? Like, I hear so many people, I got a deal off the group, and I'm like, what the shit? Like, where? Like, how did I miss this?
There's so much.
Nick's like, I never got any deals.
Yeah, like it's crazy. So you have a lease now. How long ago was it? 2019?
Yep.
We're finished in December, or so.
So, well, again, she was doing a 6-month lease,
Yeah.
and again, our goal was to flip it. Then we started seeing that $1,100 come in, and we're like, oh, this is nice.
Not
So
bad.
we told her, she's like, would you sell me this house? And I said, you know what? Let's talk in April when your lease is up. I'll give you the first right of refusal. She comes in, she's like, I want it. I don't want to move. I'm lazy. Every house I looked at in this price point is not as nice as this one.
Yep.
I already know the neighbors. I already know the area. She's like, I'm good.
Yep.
So she's like, what's your sales price? So this is where I didn't really know, because I was kind of like, I was talking to my buddy, a loan officer. I was like, well, what should I ask? He's like, what do you have in it? He's like, what do you want to make? What do you and your wife want to make? I was like, well, I don't know.
Cheers.
I said, thank you. I was like, what if it, and I'm shooting for the moon. I was like, what if it appraises for 145? He goes, it's not going to appraise for 145. He's like, in this market, it's going to basically appraise for what you're asking if it's not stupid.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
so she ended up going with my loan officer, my buddy, and he was an amazing loan officer. He put the package, he's like, sell it for a little bit higher. He said, but pay the closing costs for her.
Concessions to it. Yeah.
Give it to her, because there's no realtor, there's no nothing, and we get in. So we ended up selling it for 127.
127. Okay,
in
so
Burton Heights.
we're 95 in. We make rent for 6 months, so I mean technically, so
6,600 in rent.
right, yeah. I mean, so you're down to like 88, let's call it,
Yeah.
and then you sell it for 127.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a home run.
Yeah.
You couldn't ask for a better deal.
I thought I became God.
Yeah,
And,
and you're going to repeat this process a million times.
Yeah.
I'll just do this 5 or 6 times and I'll be a millionaire.
Yeah.
And so your first flip just took a little long. Now, have you done anything since then?
Since then, I bought a property in Muskegon from a wholesaler.
I'm sorry.
I like Muskegon.
Yeah, me too.
I thought it was a duplex.
It depends on where in Muskegon.
Yeah. I thought it was a duplex. It was set up as a duplex. I actually had Charlie walk it for me. And after I bought it, and he recommended that it make it a 3-unit.
So anybody that knows Charlie, this dude is a hustler. He will find you money on like unused space, right?
Yeah.
Like he just literally, he's like, oh, this basement, this could be a whole unit. Just put an egress window in it. You got yourself an extra $800 a month. You're like, dude, like I paid for the egress window in 3 months. Oh, I'm in. Like,
So I bought that one, and it was just, I really bought it towards early or late spring, thinking with what I do with work, I was going to be slow and have a lot of time with
Yep.
COVID, which I was not at all. I actually had 2020 was my busiest year.
yeah, of course, because
Yeah.
everybody had time to sit home and figure out that they wanted the
Yep.
renovations.
Exactly. So that's that. I was dealing with the city on trying to get it rezoned to a duplex. And
Okay.
it was not going well, and as my lawyer said, I can go in front of the commission. It's not guaranteed, and it wasn't money I wanted to spend right then. In the meantime, I bought another one in Muskegon Heights.
Oh,
So
now, I will say there are nice areas in Muskegon, but not necessarily in Muskegon
so
Heights.
you have $30,000 worth of cash
Yeah,
because
paid off the
you paid
HELOC.
it in HELOC.
Paid off the HELOC.
You have 30,000 of your own money. What did you pay for that next one?
I bought it from the wholesaler, I think, for 24
So you paid cash for this.
with the HELOC again.
So okay, so you didn't even touch your cash again.
No.
So you HELOC it again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then I saw at the closing what the wholesaler bought it for.
Yeah. What do you
and
pay?
it blew my fucking mind.
What do you pay? Like 66,000?
6,600.
Yep.
I was real close. This is right. This dude makes 20K.
Blown away.
18,000 bucks. So and you gladly pay it, right? Because you have a
Well,
deal.
I made the deal. I didn't care what his nut was, you know. It just was like it just opened my eyes. That was the first wholesale deal I did. I'm like,
Yep.
oh wow, like that's that. I thought maybe 18, you know, a couple
Yeah.
grand, you know, or something.
Yeah.
but-
So did you flip this property?
I was gonna, again, I dealt with the city going back and forth, COVID, like for a couple months. Couldn't figure out, and it was just too big of a single family project for me that I wanted to tackle with how busy I was.
Yep.
So I ended up selling it. I kept it all summer and I just sold it in December.
For how much?
I think, I don't even know. I think I broke even, or it was like $100 swing. I just,
So you have 24. You hold it for, let's say, $100
yeah,
a month. So you have 25,000 into it, and you just sold it.
I think I sold it for 25-ish.
Sure.
So just to get rid of
Pay
it.
closing costs.
Yep.
So your second one's technically a loss,
Yes.
or I mean, if not break even after closing and stuff like that.
Because I actually paid about $1,000 to demo the inside, trash, and stuff
Okay,
like that. So yeah,
So you make 30, you lose $1,000.
roughly.
Okay. And then you buy another one in the Heights.
Yep. In the fall.
So after all that, then you're like, I'm just gonna get back into it.
No, I still had the first one while I bought
While
the
you
second.
bought the second
Yeah,
one, okay.
I was like, I wanted to go. Like,
Yeah.
And so the second one was a diamond in the rough.
I mean, we're talking rough. Anybody that's listening, watching, Muskegon Heights. Okay, so Muskegon Heights.
For the
is-
international listeners.
Yeah,
here.
just literally.
We do have some.
We have
Is
a guy in Ireland, by the
the
way.
worst and of the worst.
I mean, it's.
I think it's worse than that.
It might be.
It's Chicago area. It's.
By the way, we picked up some people from the Ukraine.
I appreciate you.
I got a story about once we
So-
talked
Yeah.
about the Heights and I talked about this property.
So if you're going to talk about Chicago, this would be like buying a place near Cabrini Green
See,
or
right.
the
like
John Holmes project.
8 Mile in Navarro.
Yeah, in Detroit. Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Like, so you have a property that's not in the greatest area, but the numbers are good,
And I
right?
buy it from another wholesaler.
Okay.
So I walk it.
Off my website?
Yeah.
Or off my page.
Yep.
So this dude's done 2 deals off my page.
Two different wholesalers.
Yeah, 2 different people.
He
And
says
I'm
website,
over-
but he means Facebook
Yeah,
group.
Facebook group. And I'm over here sitting here going, all right, well, granted, I don't buy Muskegon because I have what's called knowledge. No, I'm just kidding. I have a lot of friends that own. I have a
There's a
bunch,
guy in the group that does pretty well in Muskegon.
Nick's a dick is what he's saying.
well, I think Stephen Benedict
Yeah, that's right.
owns about
Yeah.
400 and something. just
Mr.
in
Muskegon. Okay,
Yeah, like,
yeah.
I mean, last I knew, I mean, right, we're not going to tell his whole business, but
Yeah,
I mean, he owns Muskegon, right?
he does great. I reached out
It's-
to him a lot for
Yeah.
tips and stuff like that. He's helped me out a lot too.
That's huge.
So he helped me out by saying, "Don't ever buy a house in Muskegon Heights."
And you still did.
Yeah. The guy that says, "Paul, I wouldn't take money to take a property in Muskegon Heights."
Yup.
Well, and he's a guy who has, let's say, money, right? Like, I mean,
Yeah.
you're right, like he could, and so, I think that's so. Now, what do you do with that property?
So this one was, I bought it, walked it. It was actually, I repainted it, refinished the hardwood floors, came with stainless steel appliances.
Did he do stainless steel in the Heights?
Yes.
Time out, folks.
I know.
Like, this story just became bullshit.
It's
like
an
real
enigma
quickly,
wrapped in a
like,
riddle, I swear to God.
One of my favorite posts that's ever happened on my page is the guy goes, "Hey, should I put stainless steel in my property?" And everybody lit him up like, "This
How
is the
long ago was
Heights."
that? In the fall?
Yeah,
It was
roughly.
me.
Was
That
it
was me
you?
asking,
This is
yeah.
hilarious. Like everybody.
It was me. Yeah.
Should I like you might have said should I take these out or
Yes,
something?
that was my post.
Oh, I do remember that.
I do
This is
remember that.
hilarious to me, right? Because everybody's like, you're the dumbest person I've
Yeah.
who gets stainless in there? Like you had to have gotten them for
Yeah,
free.
actually,
Like,
everyone said, dude, why are you even supplying appliances?
really, this is epic. Okay, so because that it's just not an area that calls for it, right?
Yeah.
It calls for your scratch and dent white, and it's not saying that people don't deserve it,
No,
but
no,
it's the
just,
fact that like you're gonna work on it for a week, and that shit's gonna be gone, right?
It came
Like,
with the house.
sure.
So
Which that person, I don't know.
So this lady that I bought it from, I don't know what her situation was, but she liked her home. She respected her home. She worked on her home. She took care of it. I put a fresh coat of paint on the walls. Took me Saturday, which I hired her grandson to help me do.
Even better.
And
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, that's a different story. It was
Yeah.
a good time.
Who we give the book to?
Learned what a
What?
clock was.
Yeah, clock, yeah.
He was a nice kid. And then her bathroom was redone. Everything like that. I think I put a new garage door on, put a new garage roof on. So I bought that one I think for $23,000, and I think I put about 6 into that one.
I don't know where you're buying your paint, but dude, you need to like shop around. Okay? Just,
Hardwood
like,
floors.
Oh.
I refinished.
Pat didn't he
Nah,
Pat was
he
saying he could sand hardwood.
I mean, even though he's born and raised in Detroit, the height scared him a little bit too. So
I just know
So-
where to go.
Hang on. Time out. So my cousin, who Mike knows, grew up on the south side of Chicago with a cop for a dad.
okay.
I drove her through the north side of Kalamazoo to go to a bar, and she called me and goes, "Where the hell have you taken me?" And I'm like, "Seriously? You grew up on the south side of Chicago. You're afraid of the north side of Kalamazoo?" And she goes, "It's really dark here." And I went, "I don't know what your problem is. We're fine."
Yeah. So, but a new garage door, new garage roof, had a little bit of framing.
Okay, so you did a roof.
I
Okay.
put in a fence.
Is that where the arrow went through the wall?
No, that was Beidler. Where
Oh,
I
sorry.
found the arrows in the
The
situation.
arrow went through the wall. I like this story.
2-story home, and the arrow was straight into the. So someone, it wasn't like a
Paul
flying
figured out the
arrow shot.
trajectory.
Yeah, I knew
It was like a
neighbor.
CSI episode. Yeah.
That was-
Yeah.
They were playing Call of Duty for real.
I manage a property and I go over there and they wanted a light switch because like when you turn this light switch on, it turned the one in the bedroom on and it was like located right next to the front door and it was
Safety
like
first,
that shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
There's some random things happening. But she, and then all of a sudden, like the kids bring me outside or whatever, and they're like, "Yeah, that's a 9mm that went through, come from that guy over there." And I was like, "Why do you live here?" Like,
Yes.
I'm gonna follow up after I talk about this deal with
Go ahead.
a better one.
Yeah.
So I worked on this one for a couple months. I dealt with the city of Muskegon Heights inspection.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I didn't know that they have a sales inspection. So when you buy a new home, you need an inspection.
Yes. So
And I found out that any chipping paint in the basement of Muskegon Heights has to be repainted for the entire wall or floor. So a chip of paint about the size of my palm made me have to repaint my entire basement, unusable basement storage. So little things like that.
Yep. So, like the story behind that, right, is, and the word will go around is there's a lot of corruption happening in the city of Muskegon.
Yeah.
They're going broke, especially now after let's call it the COVID money that's going through there. They just got a $17 million loan that they have to spend, and so they're talking about paying rent for people for so long a period of time. So landlords, yeah, okay, you're gonna be guaranteed, but like this place is just they're not making the correct financial decisions.
Oh, what's the future?
But I was so on a high of selling my first flip and finding property.
Yeah.
So anyway, I got a tenant in there right now.
Oh, you still have it?
Oh yeah, I kept that.
Even better. Okay, so
a 3-bedroom, 1 bath,
okay.
detached garage, 2-car garage on Peck Street, about a mile north of City Hall.
Okay.
Guess what my rent is?
3-bed, 1 bath. 1 bath?
Yep.
3-bed, 1 bath on Peck
7.
Street. He's getting my other owner, so $625.
$850 a month.
Good for you.
Utility-
That's really good.
Yeah, they
So-
pay utilities.
And now, Now, are you still paying your minimum on your HELOC for this property?
I am right now because I had some problems with the tenant because it was Section 8 and they only got approved for 650. So we had to get creative with the property manager, things like that.
Who do you use for property management?
What is it? Oh gosh, I should know.
You don't even know your own property
It's
manager.
Jake. It's Jake.
Jake from State Farm.
No,
Yeah,
Jake from.
I do like Jake from State
I
Farm.
do.
Jake-
I don't know why.
Jake,
It's driven in my head.
So you haven't reached out to me and said, Nick,
I didn't know
you
had
manage a bunch
I didn't know that.
in Muskegon. Why don't you manage this for me?
I didn't know that.
Now
we know. Oh man, it's time.
So
time.
I own.
Get rid of Jake and hire Nick.
We manage a 4-unit on Peck Street. We manage a few more on Peck Street.
Okay.
I'm
right by the church.
I'm sorry, but no, it's Peck Street. It's
No, it's Peck Street by the church.
yeah, it's just,
And I don't know if it matters, but I like to say North Peck Street.
yeah, it does matter.
Any little thing I can.
Because any
It matters.
when you watch the growth happen, he's gonna be like the 5th stage of growth because I think every house there is gonna be one stage. Like that's how long it's gonna take.
But North Peck Street by the church
is actually
has a
It
nice
matters
ring.
because we stopped at 35th Street in Chicago, but we're by the police headquarters.
yeah.
So
So-
it matters. No, it's still shit.
So you still own that now? Any other deals that you've done?
No, those are my 3 right now.
Okay,
in the
so
past year.
one rocket,
Yeah.
one that cost you some money, which
Little
is
bit.
fine.
One
but you
Tesla.
But you made that back. You made that back in so $850 minimum payment of. Do you still have the whole 123 out in?
No, I still have the what I paid into Peck Street.
Okay, so and your minimum payment on that's what, like $80 or $50?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, so now you're cash flowing $800 on this property minus capex, and let's shoot high. So you're cash flowing $400 on this property.
I think a little bit more.
So 2 months in, you've paid back your HELOC.
Yeah.
Or you paid back your loss of your last
Yes.
property.
Yes.
Okay.
So
And now I mean, dude, you don't even. So we're 2019. You pull your HELOC. We're in 2021. So you're not even gonna have to pay your HELOC off before this house pays off.
well, the goal for me is always, because I'm still learning, is to pay the HELOC off and then use that money. I'm still worried, not worried, I guess uneducated and scared to go to like hard money lending for a quick flip. So I like using my own debt, paying it off,
Sure.
and then being, so I'm actually thinking about doing a cash out refi on that rental in Muskegon Heights
Sure.
to pay off the HELOC. Yes, my cash flow is a little bit longer or less, but this is a long-term investment to keep for.
You sound like a Nick investor. Way to go, you. Long term, this is where life is. I mean,
Well, and one of the things we're looking at here is you need to figure out what's comfortable for you. So the cash out refi is comfortable for you.
Yeah.
And you're in the long game here. So you're not worried about, hey, I need to make profit right now. You need to make profit,
The goal with my wife and I is not even to take this rental as we have it.
Yep.
It's going in a separate account to just learn this game, knowing that maybe a tree needs to come down for $2,000 to that property because there's a lot of big oak trees.
let me know when you have a $2,000. Like again, we're talking about people that have just so much money. They have friends that have a $2,000 tree removal.
Well, drive by the. All right, you.
Oh yeah, you want me to just go manage your property?
No,
without getting paid
I want
for it?
you to-
That's what I just heard. Nick, give me your opinion on this for
I want
free.
you to
Like,
see how many huge ass maple trees I have
yes,
in this
exactly.
yard.
So like, this is going to cost you a bunch, and you're planning 2,000. I'm gonna let you know. Times that by 3, 4. I'll find you somebody.
Oh, I got tree guys.
Oh, see, exactly. Like all we're talking about is.
I got a guy.
I got a guy.
we always
I
have
got a guy.
guys.
Everybody's got a guy.
I need a beer guy.
I got a guy.
So-
You know, I don't.
That's
I
our
don't
beer
know
guy.
again
It's
how-
right there.
How
Beer
you
guy.
haven't realized I'm the guy in that Facebook group.
I because I don't see your private messages. Like this is
Oh,
the thing.
A lot
Like,
of private messages.
You need to private message Nick more.
No,
Oh,
don't-
2 since we got here. 2 roofs.
that's like this is huge. Good for you. Like, it's funny because I'm dealing with a raccoon problem on one of my own personal properties, like one of my big multis. I've been dealing with it for years, and I try my butt off to get it done. I have $6,000 wrapped up in this thing, right?
For raccoon damage?
For raccoon, like they keep getting in, they're tearing up the roof, they're doing this, they're doing that. Like I'm 2 years into it, and the tenant's like, hey, and I was like, look, I have thousands of dollars wrapped up. I've called Critter Control, like, and I laid it out for her. I was like, look, I have thousands of dollars wrapped up. I've called professional companies. I've replaced roofs exactly where you have it. I've come over there personally and laid down raccoon repellent around the entire outside. I've done this. Like, come tomorrow, I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna meet one of my good friends who does HVAC, and we're gonna put hoods or shields around the post, so that way they cone out, so that raccoons can't climb the post. Like, I'm literally trying my butt off every time she says something. I'm hemorrhaging money off of an issue that should not be this long.
Yeah.
So,
I got a number for it. Yeah.
like, and it's funny because everybody makes a joke of, oh, I got a 22 that I'll come take care of it. It's like, it's in the middle of the city. Sure, I get what you're saying, but like, go trap it, go do it. Like, I'll gladly pay you the $150 so you go have fun and shoot the thing later. I don't, like, if you can fix my issue, I don't care what you do at this point, because again, I'm $6,000 deep. Like,
That's amazing.
I've
You
lost,
just want it gone.
I've
Yeah.
lost my money. I've, like, the damage, the everything these things are happening is really bugging
Is
me.
it a
So
multi-unit?
yeah, it's an 8-unit. So
You should get rid of that.
yeah, I'm trying.
Oh,
So
God.
no, I just called the owner. I'm the owner. I
I just called the owner, but I know.
I just called the land contract holder or whatever, and I was like, "This is where I'm at. Like, this is." And he goes, "I didn't realize you spent this much money." He goes, "I go, look, the only thing I have left is to sell the property." And he goes, "Nah, like it'll get fixed. Like, do this, and so I'm taking all this advice." And he goes, "Oh, it's eating up your entire cash flow, right? Like, because I have a very short-term land contract. I cash flow nothing on this property because I cash flow everything off of everything else.
Yeah.
But it gets to a point where it's like, man, this is eating you alive."
Yeah.
And everybody, when you're not a real estate investor that comprehends that there's stupid things that eat you alive, you make the joke of, oh, I got a 22, right? Like, if you got one, go do it, man. Like, take the felony charge.
Everything's so easy when you don't actually do it.
100%, right? Like,
Oh, can't your electrician just add an outlet?
Yeah.
No, there's a kitchen sink right there.
yeah, sick.
That's a circuit. That's not an outlet. You know.
Right. Like, I said my favorite is walking in. That needs to be J5. Nah, you'll be all right.
Yeah. And then my electrician puts it the best. And he's his own company. He's a sub. He's a friend of mine. He's a great guy. One of the best electricians out there.
He is a good guy, yeah.
And
Mine's better, but no, go ahead.
he's not. He's not.
He is. But anyway,
No, but Jake's like, Jake will say when Homer's, can't you just do that? He goes, nope. You can do that. I can't do that. And that's the big difference at Homer.
my license is on the line, right?
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing.
You as a homeowner can do whatever you want.
Anything at all. And when I buy your house because it goes to crap, I will pay for it to fix it.
But
So
yeah, that's my real estate story.
no, and that's
looking,
huge.
Looking for more right now.
Me too. So don't go to Paul first. Like, come to Nick. No. So Pat, I found out you've invested in real estate.
You got to talk now.
I have, yeah. So
So
Paul shared his stories, and
Yeah.
I drink with Paul and Deb.
I'm sorry.
And, yeah,
No.
very enjoyable. And he started telling me some of the stuff, and I'm like, and my story, being the oldest at the table,
Yeah.
and being in the beer industry, I'm close to retirement age, but I kind of want to sprint to the finish line as opposed to stagger to the finish line.
Sure.
So I, heard his story. I'm currently in a job that, financially, so I'm fortunate enough to have a 401k, and like, hey, I'm going to start shaving a little off of that. But like Paul, from his advice, about, hey, this is what we did. So we kind of did the HELOC thing. And we did some real estate training. Now, here's a kind of a neat little story. We did one of those, hey, you keep paying, and you're like, holy shit, there's a lot of money here. Guess what? This company that we supposedly paid a lot of money to got turned into the Federal Trade Commission.
Oh.
Good for you.
I know. So to me, that was kind of like, it's like the bat signal.
Yes.
In your head. It was like a gift from God. It was just like, this is telling you something, Pat. You might want to take advantage of this. So we do all this because we didn't know shit about real estate. So we went and did training, right? As some people would do. Cost some money. Federal Trade Commission comes in and says, so I get a text. Unfortunately, I'm at a funeral of a family member.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, and I'm like, so I'm not reading texts at the funeral, but I check it later as I'm driving home, and it's this guy that I was in the class with. Hey, check your email quickly. And I'm like, I check my email. He sends an email, like, hey, Federal Trade Commission just closed on this company that we had training from. I would go to your credit card company and stop payment.
Yep.
So we did that. Boom, it worked.
Good for you.
Yeah. So that was, to me, that was a sign. You know, you always look for signs in life. So anyway, I tell you that
Who
because
was the company?
it was one of the Shark Tank guys.
Stan Merrill.
Hirschevek.
Hirschevek. Thank you. Yeah.
Even worse.
Yeah, I knew
yeah,
it.
Yeah, it was one of those. So anyway,
I knew
we
it.
did that. Yeah, and but it was great training. I mean, not knowing anything about real estate and flipping and all that, it was great training. And then throw on top of that your Facebook page, I'm feeling a little more confident.
So Facebook,
Having somebody involved in it, Paul, I'm feeling a little more confident.
Well, I just pressed 1.
Yeah.
So I was.
Yeah, but you see what I'm saying, though. I mean, I'm
No,
trying to
it's-
get the foundation of not doing anything financially in
Sure.
real estate in my whole freaking life. Now, have I been fortunate enough to have a pension and a 401k? Yeah. But once again, I go.
Pension for the older listeners.
Yeah,
What is a pension?
A pension for the older listeners is something that doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so,
Again, all I heard was fresh ground coffee and
Yes.
like a pension. Like,
Yeah.
wow.
but you see what I'm saying, though?
No,
mean,
I don't.
was like- so, but financially, I'm like, all right, that part's good, but hey, no real estate. Everybody like, hey, if you're gonna get wealthy,
Start a
find that how
podcast.
you will.
Start a podcast.
Yeah, well,
Start a podcast. Yeah.
and get your friends and neighbors involved. But
Good for us. We've done it.
yeah,
We have.
But you see my point. I'm trying to, like, if I'm going to get into something, I want to try to be somewhat educated about
Sure.
what I'm jumping into.
Yep.
right?
Well, and we sit there and, especially with him and I, we just find people that have kind of the same passion we do, and we learn from them.
Yeah.
So, like, Nick loves investing in real estate. So,
Do I?
he manages all these properties, and my wife will say to me, you ever see yourself doing that? No, I don't, because I don't want that headache.
Yeah.
So I like doing, different kinds of investing over here that I don't have any headaches.
Yep.
I'll throw money at Fundrise and, do REITs and stuff because
Yep.
I don't want any issues.
Plug
I
sinks.
don't
Yeah.
want any phone calls.
Well,
Right.
But you're similar to like what I said. So
Yeah.
when you learn about, y'all want to be a landlord. No, I don't want to be a
No.
landlord. I don't want to get that call at 2 a.m.
Correct.
I've been out drinking all night. Shit, I don't want to.
Leave me alone. I just
Exactly.
want some money.
Yeah.
I have one tenant who I've only gotten one call at 2:00 in the morning. It was after a night of bowling, which anybody that knows me knows that I literally drink to bowl.
Nick was hammered.
I woke up from the phone call because she called me 3 times in a row. And like, my rules are if you call me twice, that means it's an emergency, right?
Yeah.
Like, so I answer the phone and I get water is pouring in, like it's flooding up. Like,
I love this story.
Like
This
this
is
is
a post, by the way, on the Facebook.
no, it's probably my own. So like,
Okay.
I
He
don't
did
share-
post this, but it was
I don't share
great.
much under the Facebook group. I manage it and do whatever, but like I just don't share much into the Facebook group. But I get this call like water's, and I was like, I dream for this day, right? Because like she's officially stopped me from losing my entire life, right? Like
Great way to look at it. Yeah.
you guys look at it like I don't want this phone call, and I'm like, I want this phone call. Like if the house is on fire, I want to stop this as soon as possible.
No.
Yeah.
Someone over here.
I'll have another.
You want to call the fire department.
Oh, he's drinking another. I'll drink another.
Right. Well, like
Oh, geez, look at that.
when it comes to a fire, right? Like I'm the guy. Anybody else want anything? Because I'm the only one that's
No, I said if you're drinking one, I'll drink one.
I'll take.
I'll do one more of the dark ones.
Nolly.
Actually, the coconut. You coconut?
Do you want the Ohana? The
Oh,
Ohana?
you have the Ohana.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. So the one
No.
I talked about when we first got sponsored by it,
I'll do
we're
it.
gonna get the Ohana. It's coconut and it's fantastic beer. So
He wants coconut.
yeah, I'll take another one of those.
Okay.
So thank you.
All right. So
Thank you.
three Ohanas?
No, he wants a Notley, 2 Ohanas, and you want
He wants an Ohana.
3 Ohanas. Yep.
And
Thank
the
you.
nugget ones. Yeah, a couple of.
So
Some people here like coconut.
yeah,
I
so
do not,
right, I get this call and
even though I'm
I
Hawaiian.
am I'm not like because I drove. I'm gonna tell you I'm hungover because
At 2 in the morning. It's,
you're right because
Because if your wife ever listens to this, she'll
I
kill you.
went to bed at
1:30.
11:30 that night or midnight,
Yeah,
whatever it is.
But you raise a good point, though. I mean,
Yeah.
so is somebody going to rely on a property management company to have the incentive, if you will, to respond immediately?
Yeah, so
Maybe not, right?
I
Yeah,
just
right.
in my property
Yeah.
management company, I just took over the emergency line because somebody else quit. which is another negative. But
So you're working even more now.
yeah, let's not talk about it. But anyway,
Nick was gonna only work when he wanted to.
So my job when it was presented to me was, all right, just work part-time when you want, when you feel like it'll just be enough to get beer money, right? And I was like,
God, doesn't that sound familiar?
Yeah.
I was like,
Nick's
"Dad-"
like, this is
Yeah.
I
great.
was like, daddy's in, right? Like 10 hours a week, maybe I'll just come, whatever, right?
A week later, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna be late to the podcast today because
the amount
I'm
of
busy.
people, the amount of people that are just whatever. So, but yeah, so I, and I hold very much pride in who I am, and I hold very much pride into every other person that puts their money out there, even if you have no money into it. Like, you put that effort in. Like, I will care about your property more than And I have an owner. I have an owner that owns about 90 properties with us, right? And I tell him all the time. I was like, you will never find a me. You will never find another person that actually has your best interest. And the fact that I want it just as much as you want it, because if you succeed, theoretically, in the end, I'm going to succeed, right?
Yeah,
Because
for sure.
I'm learning, I'm getting it. Like, this is where life is. And he's like, and I feel like we're becoming friends along the way and stuff like that. And I was like, look, yes, I appreciate you questioning me. I appreciate all this and that, but always understand that if I ever bring one of my team in, that is the best thing you're ever going to get, because if I'm going to use it for my team, man, it's good. So, I've spent my whole life, the past 12 years of my life, building relationships, building the right people, building these things, right? And so, to me, it's like, hey, let's go find something cheaper. You want cheaper? They're going to walk off the job. That's fine. I'm going to hire them for you, but they're not going to do it, and it's going to be absolute crap. No, let's go with that. Guess what? Months later, why isn't this job done? I don't know, because I've been on them and asked them, hey, how far we are. Why isn't this done? Well, I don't know, because you didn't hire the company I said. Like, I will pay an extra $200 to get a job done.
This is why I tell my customers, good, fast, and cheap. Pick two.
Mhm.
Yeah, you don't get three.
No, never.
And I wrote down in my, like as a newbie real estate investor, like
Yeah.
what is the important thing? Well, team, and the resources you provide with the Facebook group, and Paulie's been the soundboard. So case in point, I'm putting together a spreadsheet because I'm kind of a checklist guy, kind of a closet pilot.
Kind of.
I'm like kind of a
Let's be
client.
honest, like this guy
Yeah.
pulls out like an entire spreadsheet, right? He's like, I brought this with me. I was like, good for you, man.
Yeah.
Like,
But once again, going back to the education and trying to learn, like I'm going into something, I want to have something to force me down the road,
sure.
So I bounce it off of Paulie and say, hey, does this make sense? He goes, no, it's national numbers that I use for, all right, square footage on X, Y, Z. And he localized it for me, and it lets me funnel down closer to what, to have the gut feel when you walk out of there. Because guess what?
Yeah.
I might have education, but how many times have I walked through a building and said, all right, this is what it's going to cost to renovate this building? Yeah.
Sure.
You're going to renovate this beer.
Now
You
did
look
say,
at it.
Now I can put tap handles over there. You did.
That comes natural.
Yeah.
I'm so proud. I'm so proud of you. I'm not
That's
gonna-
natural. It's like, that's
Really
just
kinda
the
is.
gift of God right there. It's like, oh yeah, that's where we're going to put the pin.
We look at it and I remember we were redoing our kitchen, and my wife got pissed at me because I had my old football coach come in,
Yeah.
come in and give me a quote on the kitchen, and he's like, yeah, I think we can do this for about $22,000. I'm like, all right. And she goes, we can get it done cheaper. And I go, we might, but I trust him.
Yeah.
So she kind of pissed and moaned a little bit, and we ended up hiring who I wanted to hire, because at the end of the day, I'm paying for it.
Right.
So he comes in and he does the whole kitchen, and he goes, yep, this is at least a $25,000 kitchen.
Yeah.
By the way, you owe me 13.
Wow.
And I'm like, mind you, she's like, oh my God, this is great. And I'm like, yeah, that's why I go with who I know and who I trust, because I know what I'm getting.
Yeah. So I go back to, Paul tells the story about me being a newbie. So we gave a shout out to David Gaddy.
Yeah.
I'll give a little
cheers.
designated
Say-
driver
Maybe you
bump.
listened.
I give a shout out to David Gaddy. So he was our little mentor. So What's the 6 degrees of separation on David Gaddy? He loves beer.
I mean, how about that?
That's a good man
Yeah,
right
it's like, hey,
there.
David, can you go out and have a drink beer with me and talk real estate? Oh, yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I can do that. Yeah. So I'd meet him at,
It's hilarious because I didn't know he drank beer.
yeah.
So,
at 7 months. Yeah. Yeah, on Michigan.
Well, he used to live right behind there.
He used to, yeah.
So that was also great because whenever we went to Birch or anywhere, we could park in his back lot. Yeah.
Oh, even better.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I
you,
said so much for that idea. Yeah.
so you run into David. You start out kind of the same as Paul because you're like, hey, your first one with Paul was successful, $30,000 or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he drives you around the same thing.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, so David turned us on to another guy, a wholesaler, that said, hey, check this property out in Wyoming. And we had, up to that point, had seen, I don't know, I'm swagging it here a little bit, but freaking 15 to 20 properties.
Sure.
Same, like Paulie explains, yeah, you can't get anything, you can't do this, you can't do that, blah, blah, blah. And we go in, and this place is like gutted. It's just like, and so the story is we fast forward a little bit, is that the guy next door was building that as his retirement place and ran out of money. So new roof, pretty much, new HVAC,
Some electric, I think.
some electric, yeah,
Some
the
electric.
yes, the electric.
Some plumbing,
But-
but it was,
Yep, some plumbing,
the
but
kitchen was the
but-
master bathroom.
yeah, it was all just 2x4s and everything. So we walk in and David.
What was this last month? Because I think I just walked through that same house.
No, it was.
This
Shit, how long ago was it?
You guys sold in
It
the
was
fall.
PC. Yeah, it was PC.
Pre-COVID, by the way.
Pre-COVID.
Oh,
He
okay,
likes
so-
acronyms.
Yeah, PC.
So we're 2020.
Yeah. So
Maybe.
So I go in and David, we go through the whole place, and I got my little checklist, my little spreadsheet. I'm like, what I love about this, and this is where you respect and trust, the people.
Yep.
David nailed it 10 minutes in, because I think it's 50 grand. So I get back home and I'm punching the numbers like, oh, it's pretty much spot on. It took me, like a day and a half, 2 days to go through my spreadsheet, and he nailed it in 15 minutes,
Sure.
But once again, experience, right?
No,
It's fine. So he freaking nailed it. So talk about trust, and I knew he trusted him before, because I think I have this knack for trusting people. 80-20 rule. 80-20 rule might kick in there.
So you've met us, so now you're screwed.
I call it the 9.5% rule.
So David
Trust
wisely
anyone.
consults us out on the curb, and says, hey, look, I know this is your guys' first flip. I know we talked about cosmetic flips, but he goes, this is not a cosmetic flip. This is like, you got a lot to do here. Floor, redoing walls and all this shit.
So you have no, when you talk about it, I mean, you're saying no drywall.
Yeah.
Is there boxes for electrical?
Some.
Is there a panel?
There's a panel.
So, okay, so
And
we have a panel.
there's a panel, and there's a good story in the panel. His electrical buddy comes in and does a quote and says, I think you're gonna need a new panel. Well, as it turns out, we don't go with this electrical buddy. Guess what? He was spot on. He was right. Another lesson learned, right? So that's why I go, when Paul says about his electrical guy, yeah, I love his electrical guy.
Sure.
Because, you sort all that out, right?
He's like
As
Rain Man
you
with
experience
the
it, you're like,
code.
yeah, he nailed it. He goes, we get to the final, we get to the finish line. Oh, guess what?
Panel's not working.
Son of a, I think I was right. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
no, I get it.
So what I'm gleaming from this right now is we are sitting across from who we are. Because somebody across from me loves spreadsheets and I love spreadsheets.
And somebody's wife is way smarter than him and
Yeah.
tells him what to do. Yeah.
And you guys kind of fly by the seat of your pants and,
But the reason I bring up the David thing, like, hey, you guys, I'm warning you, this is more. But here's why my wife and I like it, because we're so new. We saw a lot of properties like with old plaster and all that. We don't know what's behind the walls. We don't know the structure of the place.
This is
Yeah,
hard.
this is like, hey, we looked at this foundation, it looked good. I'm looking for cracks in the walls and movement. I don't see anything. But it was kind of weird, but at the same time, kind of reassuring that, yeah, this might be a good thing to do. So we're like, yeah. So here's where it gets even better.
Whereabouts in Wyoming? I have to ask because it's gonna piss me off even more.
Yeah, 28th and Eastern.
Madison, Eastern?
Oh,
28th
okay.
and
So this
Eastern
isn't
area.
Wyoming. This
Right,
is
yeah,
Right
right
behind,
Grand
right
Rapids.
behind the
this
craft
is
store.
kind of Grand Rapids,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
Grand Rapids.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
What's that?
Where I shop because I'm frugal, by the
yeah,
way.
it's a the what
Yeah.
store?
Craft
Oh, the
store.
craft store. That's Grand Rapids. That's not Wyoming. Why would you call that? No,
Wyoming, man.
like
It kind of is
really-
Wyoming.
Is it a Wyoming address?
Wyoming.
Dude,
No, it's not.
Mark,
Really?
Why am I
Mark
lying?
lives there.
I have no. Wow, I thought Wyoming like.
No, that's
stopped at-
Wyoming,
stopped at,
dude.
like,
Wyoming's huge.
I thought it was
I'm telling you,
still-
that's what I found out.
Way
Driving
huge.
around,
I thought it
Wyoming's
stopped at
huge.
division.
It goes almost
Like,
to
it's huge.
Granville.
Yeah,
I thought,
Wyoming's
well, I'm saying I
huge.
thought it stopped at division.
No.
I had no idea.
No.
Kentwood in Wyoming,
Yeah.
it's like right.
Yeah,
Dude,
So-
my daughter lives in Wyoming. What do you mean
Well,
stops at division?
yeah, that's Byron Center.
And it goes clear to the east.
It's
Hey
big.
guys, we can get a map out, all right?
I said we
Let's
should.
just-
Let's
We
write
should
this
get a
thing
map out.
So okay.
Because
so,
honestly, all of our international viewers are very excited
Exactly.
about where
Wyoming.
Wyoming
Yeah, they're
is.
thinking like Laramie, Wyoming. They're looking it up right now. Like,
There's
wow.
people in Canada are
It's snowing
going,
there.
Wyoming?
Hey,
well, I say I got all upset because I'm thinking Wyoming. Like I really count Wyoming.
I think of it west of the highway.
To say like yeah exactly right. Like,
Yeah, but
it's gone.
yeah.
Oh, no, it goes way
I
east.
had no
it-
idea.
It was, yeah. So I love Wyoming, and they always say, get comfortable in the area
Yep.
that you're in. And
Oh.
I'm
Yeah, right?
I-
Tacos on Granada.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
You're
Yeah,
like-
yeah. So I do talk about really well. Yeah.
I think I'm at like I don't know 17 units just in Wyoming. So that's why like when you say Wyoming, I'm like, what am I like? My mind automatically goes to what am I doing wrong? Why did you get it and I didn't? And
Yeah. Well,
that explains it because you're out.
Let's
past,
give a shout out to David Gaddy for that one.
yeah. Well, that helped.
No.
But trust me, it was an arm wrestling match. Like Paul explained earlier. Like we were like, holy shit, we're not gonna get this place. Are you kidding me? And so we got it. We'll just leave it at that. all right?
Sure.
We got
So
it.
what'd you pay for it?
We paid 84.
Okay.
All
How many
right.
bedrooms? How many bathrooms?
It is 3 bed, 2 bath.
Okay, and
With a footnote.
completely
right, Paul, am I
gutted.
right in saying this? With a footnote, the basement was, how do you explain it, Paula?
Gutted.
Unfinished.
Unfinished, but
usable.
had a walkout, separate walkout.
Okay,
Yeah.
Oh,
So you see
wow.
it, yeah.
not bad.
There's
Yeah,
something
separate
like this.
entrance.
There's something like
Separate
this by
entrance.
Eastern. I had no idea.
Yeah. So that was kind of a big deal.
With egress
Yeah.
could have been a separate unit or Airbnb.
So just north of Eastern and 28th, I looked at a house that I wanted to go to, and it had a bowling alley in the basement, one lane, because I'm absolutely in love with bowling. And we,
Holy shit, that's
yeah,
cool.
they only wanted 170 for it, but it wasn't automatic pin reset. And I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you gotta go
I was like,
automatic.
dude, I was like, I was like, all right, I can put 20,000 into automatic reset, or I have to wait, until my kid is old enough to go back there.
Yep.
And by that time, she's old enough to go back there and reset for dad.
No, I'm
She's
gonna-
gonna want to learn herself, and I'm like, my ass is gonna be back here just setting pins. And I was like,
You could have gotten my kid to go do that. She's old now.
Well, the funny thing is, my
But
wife and I looked at
if
a
you're
one,
bowling-
one lane bowling alley, but we had to have 3 in our basement, so we had to upgrade,
Oh.
and now we have, 3.
yeah.
but-
no, so like we looked
That's
at,
my kid too.
I,
huh?
I've looked at 3, if not 4 houses with bowling alleys because that's what I want. Like,
Really? That's
I own a property here in Granville that's on a half an acre, and I talked to the city, and they're like, yeah, if you want to dig out your basement, you can go as far south as you want, like up to this point, and that would give me my distance that I need for my bowling
I
alley.
got a bowling alley guy.
Me too.
Okay.
Say if you got one, we'll see if it's cheaper. But so but no, like if I can just buy it as like ready to go, like I'm in. But every house that I'm walking into right now just has like you have to set your own pins, and that's just not my
So with
thing.
that
The
said,
thing-
are you talking about making that your primary home?
The
Correct.
thing that
How often
kills
do you
me,
move?
Now, never.
Okay,
So I've been in my house now. Got my kids 5. So
Yeah.
I've been in my primary for 5 years.
okay.
When we first started, I moved
a lot.
7 times, and I don't know how my wife
Wow.
is still with me.
In how long?
45 years.
So, but
It's almost like you work
but
for
it
a
was part of the
corporation.
real estate game, though. Like,
Correct. Like
okay.
I could go get 3.5% FHA. I could go get 5% down conventional. I could go over here. I refinanced my FHA just so I can get another conventional.
every move was a gain, though.
Every move
Okay.
was well. The one when we talked about the lease with the signed letter. I moved back home. That was by accident. But everything else after that was very methodical. Like
Oh, God.
I need as cheap as possible. Like I learned I could put 3.5% down. Now you got me scratching like every few months. If I ate ramen noodles and hot dogs, we're gonna talk about this in the episode.
We love hot dogs.
Like if I can eat as cheap as possible, like my wife and I didn't do shit. Like we posted, and it's funny because I love when the time comes up on Facebook. Like between her and I, we worked like 180 hours, 170 hours per week. Like we didn't have a kid, we didn't have anything. Like we worked, and then it was like next property,
Yeah.
next property. Like, let's
See,
go, let's go. And they're like, you're gonna sign a paper that says that you're moving into it. We moved into them. We did. It's not our fault the tenant moved out and we had to move back. Like, that's not my problem. It wasn't intentional. It was, this is really just how it has to go. No, like, it's really true. Like,
the thing that kills you about this guy is, you know, he sits here and he's like, I'll do all of these concessions and it's not a big deal. And then he talks about a fucking bowling alley.
Yeah, right?
And,
Talking about money.
and mind you, he coached my daughter, him and Tim
yeah,
coached my daughter, and she was the same way he is because he made her the exact same way. I'm going bowling today, but I got to rent 2 lanes.
But does he know who Dick Weber is?
They
yes,
might.
very much so. Like, she,
I knew he would. I was a loaded
I'm
question.
just grinding coffee beans
No,
over here.
she's
right,
like,
right.
I gotta.
I'm not bowling. I don't own it.
She goes, I gotta rent 2 lanes. I'm like, what do you mean 2 lanes? You bowl on 1. And she goes, no, I gotta bowl on 2. And I'm like, but I'm paying twice for that. And she goes, it doesn't matter. And I'm like, what the fuck are
Gotta
you
win
talking
finals. Gotta
about?
win the semifinals, though, bro. You got to.
Anybody that's ever seen
Kingpin.
Kingpin, right? Like,
Yep.
if you know what
This
this,
is the best
if
part.
you know what this means. No, so okay, you have no idea. Okay, so guys, anybody that's watching, we haven't shared this. So COVID hit. The October comes. I need a Halloween costume. So this is the first time anybody that's not close to me has
I
actually
know.
seen this.
I don't know this.
So I am officially working on the comb over.
You are.
So yes, like this is an actual
You can be
thing.
Big Earn.
Big Earn McCracken,
Oh,
baby.
yes.
So that when he walks in, like
He's got the little.
Paul walks in. So I'm walking in, either that or I have to become Roy Munson with like
You could pull off both.
yes.
You really could.
You act like my goal is my goal is not to. So
Say multiple Halloween parties.
sorry.
Multiple costumes.
So Pat, back to your story. See, you're with David. You're driving through properties.
Yep.
You find this literally gutted to the studs
Yeah.
property. It's you can't even know where 3 bedrooms are, but you know that there's 2
Yeah.
bathrooms.
Now I got to get my wife, my little Lebanese princess, a call out. She's a visionary.
If she's watching this for an hour and a half,
She's Lebanese?
Well, yeah, we'll
Is
see.
this Fast forward. Yeah,
It's
she-
not live, trust
She's
me.
kind of like a visionary. She right away goes, no, this will be the kitchen. You know, like instantaneous.
Sure.
Yeah, I didn't pick up on that.
I got to
Yeah.
back up for a
Yeah.
second. She's Lebanese.
Yeah.
Oh, we're fighting.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, hey, so here's the
We're
beauty.
enemies.
So I'm an Irish guy.
Yep.
All right. So I grew up
I'm
on
Irish, too.
meat and potatoes, right?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, holy shit, freaking Lebanese food, right, Paulie?
That's good.
I mean, freaking
Homemade
baba
stuff.
ganoush.
You want to know what's
Tabbouleh,
awful?
hummus.
Baba ganoush, man.
God.
You want to know what's awful? Persian food is horrible.
All I know,
God.
all I know
Horrible.
is
Wrong with
Pat,
you.
Pat just
Horrible.
Yeah.
Pat just
Persian
invited,
food's horrible. Polish food's horrible. Honestly, Irish food's horrible.
Pat just
What's your
invited me
favorite food,
over.
man?
I love Italian food. I love Mexican food. I should be
So
Mexican.
what's all right? We got sidetracked here, but so what's the Lebanese thing? What's wrong with that?
So I'm Persian.
He's Persian.
Oh,
So
well, okay.
I mean, we're
But, you know,
natural
my wife would
enemies.
say, well, yeah, but you know, she'd say that's the same kind of part of the ocean. kind of
I mean,
thing,
it
you know?
really
Yeah.
is.
This is
But
about
Yeah.
unity.
Come together right
here's
now.
the best
and
part.
brews,
Not only am I Persian, but my family is Persian Jews
Yes.
Ah,
from Iran.
oh, wow.
So I mean, literally, we hate ourselves. You probably should.
Where were we? We got sidetracked there, huh?
So right, you're walking through again. You have a gutted house, and somehow you take this flip on because
Yeah, we do.
this is your first one.
Yeah.
Like, and you go
And-
straight gutted.
And we do, and David's worried. Because
Of
he's
course
like,
David's
he's like,
worried.
"Holy
Of course.
shit, you guys are going over the comfort level here.
You're
We're like,
145 in.
and we're like, yeah, we understand that. We're like, but once again, we found comfort, if it sounds weird, in that we could see everything. And as it turns out, it was a lot of work, right? Polly was right there, and I got to give Polly a shout out. Polly was right there helping me out.
Polly
When I
was there from the
freaking out.
the appropriate time,
Time.
being a friend that's in construction, but being a friend distance.
Yes.
Yeah. And so I write down here sources, you know, once again, going back to your Facebook, look, you know, knowing and trusting people and like, hey, what about this guy? Yeah, good idea. Go. You know, going back to the team thing, especially as a newbie. Holy shit, you know, you're throwing a lot out on the line there. You know, you're like, hey, you know,
You're welcome.
and yeah, but and once again, I said it before, I'll say it again. You know, your Facebook page was freaking phenomenal. Like, oh yeah, I'm kind of worried about that myself. Oh, well, there's not one answer. There's
Yeah, people reach out.
multiple
people-
answers
people
saying,
talk,
here's what
people
you
don't
should do.
bitch.
Yeah,
That's
and
what's
it's,
good.
it's
So-
very educational for lopers or whatever. What
Stalkers.
Stalkers.
So
Yeah, stalkers.
we just-
Trolls.
Yeah.
we I've been having this conversation quite a bit because there's never been a time in life, or let's say in real estate. So my mentor owned at one point 450 units by himself, right? So
Can you drop a name or no?
I won't.
Okay.
He still owns a few that I'm gonna, and I don't want him to get.
Yeah, that's good.
So,
Yeah.
Nick's hoping to buy some.
I will. So it was 12 unit. I'm gonna buy as a few. Like it's funny because I tell everybody I'm gonna buy a 12 unit, and everybody's like, oh, I'm gonna market, and I'm like when a promise is made, like I bought an 8 unit because a promise was made. Like I'm gonna buy a 12 unit because a promise was made. Like I built this relationship. I showed this guy how hard I'm working. He's waiting for me to make sure that this 8 unit is gonna work the way that it should.
Yeah.
He's gonna teach me the right way to be the person that I should be, not just a person that's just out here to be like, oh, money.
Yeah, his name is Dick DeVos.
So, Landing Co. Thank you. No.
Oh, is he selling you his kayak garage?
So, right, like, but no, this is a thing. So, I'm at the point where it's like, all right, if I can create this exact same atmosphere for people where we've never had a spot where people can rely on other people to give them actual information. And on the Facebook group, as we talk about, like, I delete so much stuff that people have no idea. Like, somebody will just post something really stupid, and I'll laugh at it, but I'll be like, see ya, like,
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with this because your opinion and your opinion means nothing. You're a nobody, and I mean that in all respect, right? Like,
Yeah.
you've never once touched a hammer. You've never once put your money on the line. You've never once dealt with anything. You have no grounds to talk right now.
Right.
Like, where
And that reinforces what I'm saying.
Oh,
you know, is just looking and saying, wow, there's some big knowledge
And,
here.
and
You know?
sometimes it's awkward, but in a good way.
oh, and I'm just like,
And I like that those don't get deleted because it's awkward where some people will put something and people, oh, you're being negative. No, he's being honest because this is a group of people that want to trust one another.
honesty
Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah,
Right?
it
Like,
really does.
especially in real estate, right?
Yeah.
Like,
People don't like honesty.
you're gonna get effed,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden they get, hey, I got effed, and it's like, yeah,
Told you.
duh. Like, we've all but anybody that's been there longer than a year knows that you're gonna get screwed.
Yeah,
Like, so,
So go back. So similar HELOC. We don't have to go into the HELOC.
oh, you got a HELOC.
Yeah, I got a HELOC.
Oh,
We
good
did
for
that
you.
in on our personal property, blah, blah, blah. So we did that. But what I wanted to get to, because I would be doing is rehashing what Paulie already talked about.
No,
But-
this is huge. Like,
But
you,
the part that I thought was a huge learning for me were, and you're gonna laugh, I kind of went back to my beer experience.
yeah,
So we ran the comps in the local neighborhood, okay? We knew what we had into it. We knew what kind of know where we wanted to get. And both David and my wife came out with this number, and I think it was like 182 or something. And I'm like,
this is huge.
yeah. So I think the highest comp on the block was $1.80.
What did Paul say?
I
I think Paul
forgot.
said you'll break two.
Yeah, but Paul did say, and then
Not
as
knowing
well-
really
yeah,
shit,
no,
other
yeah.
than thinking I
But,
know
but so
shit,
it had a
but-
bigger, all right, so why are we thinking this way? Because the highest comp on the block was $1.80. And then, so we had a separate 2-car garage, right?
Big yard.
With storage, huge yard in the back. And then, as we mentioned earlier, the possibility of doing something in the basement.
And everything was brand new.
And yeah, and we did everything freaking new.
So
Did we
you're-
do stainless steel? Holy shit, I think we
You-
did.
You, you even staged it.
Yeah, we staged it too.
No,
Yeah.
so you stage it. So you're
We staged
80. You're 85 plus 45, or sorry, 50.
Yeah.
So
50-ish,
you're
yeah.
you're 130, 135 into this thing.
Yep. Yeah,
This is-
that's pretty well.
And then you're thinking 180.
Yeah, but so here's where I'm gonna tell you about my pricing learning.
Wow.
Was so in the beer business, all right, and we all may freaking feel this. You go in, you say, oh, the 6-pack's $5.49 or it's $5.90. So I put that mentality in my head, like, hey, we're looking. Here's the possibility. Why are we rounding down?
Yeah, always round
You
up.
see where I'm going? Dave?
Mine does.
Yeah.
But I know, but I'm like going,
I
I'm rounding
never
up.
do. I
Yeah.
never do.
I'm rounding up.
Yep.
And I said, I go to both David and Katie, I said, hey, look, I see what you guys are saying, 182, but I'm gonna say 191. And
Yeah.
they're like, well, oh, why are you saying that? I go, well, going back to the beers thing I give you, but my vision is maybe we can get over 200. But if we go 182, we're already putting the psychological block in. We'll get
Yep.
nowhere near that. And sure enough, we got 205.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I know,
Wow.
yeah. So my
So you-
reason in saying that is the pricing story. Don't be afraid of. The beer guys used to say we're giving pennies away, and pennies, a lot of pennies line up.
A lot of cans.
A lot of beer. I mean, how many beers have we drank on this table? How many pennies are there, right?
We've only drank. So
Yeah.
if my wife.
We've only drank 3.
One in.
No,
One
so the fact is, so I'm one in. So here's the story, and I've shared this a million times. My wife will always ask me, how many beers did you drink?
Just enough.
My answer is 2, right? I learned this from my great grandfather. Okay, I was eating Werther's, and I'm a young kid. We go back to when your first beer was. So my great grandfather would always look at me and he'd go, "When you grow up, son, you've only had 2 beers. The first one and the last one. If you ever remember the middle, you're a dumbass." And so
We got to remember that one. I like that one. That is good.
All I know
Yeah.
is we
Yeah.
had an episode,
Yep.
and after the episode, we were hungry, so we went to Burger King.
Yeah.
And Nick bought meals for 2 people behind him because I was the second person back. So I get up there to pay for my meal, and I go to hand the guy my credit card, and he goes, "Nick already paid for it." And he said, "Go fuck yourself." And I went,
The kid in the drive-thru
Yeah.
said
Oh,
that?
yeah.
You
It was-
told him to say that?
No, I did.
Nick
Oh,
did.
yeah.
It was great.
That's brilliant.
So I call Nick and I tell him, and he's like, "Oh my God, this is the greatest thing ever."
He actually
So
did it.
my wife the next day goes, "Why did you let Nick drive home?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" She goes, "By the time he got home, he was hammered." I'm like, "When he left me, it was fine."
So you, right? Like if I'm doing the math correct, you're making $61,000.
It's close.
Like
Yeah.
after-
I wasn't the VP of finance on this deal, but yeah, we're in that range.
So Paul, I'm
Yeah.
sorry you suck at life.
Yes.
I know.
We're over here.
Well, it scales. You sold for just over 100. He sold for just over 200, and you made about
2
half.
totally different markets. Though. We're talking.
Yeah.
So
But 2 great
Wow.
stories, right?
Yeah, they are really good stories.
So you have success, you have failure, you have success, and you just instantly like.
But going back to what we were saying before, yeah, we want to try to, but it's hard. It's dry. Like
It
you
is.
can't find anything. Yeah.
Because that damn Facebook group is so damn big, we're all searching for the same diamond.
I'll kick everybody out.
Yeah,
No,
kick 'em all.
no. So I think so now, and you used a HELOC, and you were okay with.
Yep.
So did you pay interest only, or did you pay on the principal?
Don't know.
Sure. So like,
I told you I wasn't the vice president of finance.
no, and that's
Probably.
fine. So like,
Yeah.
we're like all right. So here's a quick story, and we're gonna talk about it again when you interview me.
Always.
I buy my house foreclosed. Okay, like $0 out of pocket, like this thing. So I close it. I might have paid for the appraisal out of my pocket, like which back then was $150. Now it's I just
3
paid
or 4.
I just paid $325.
Oh.
Which fucking pissed me off. But like, right, so all of a sudden I was like, all right, so the screen clear. Like theoretically, I took another 30-year loan. I paid some money and then refinanced it, closing costs, everything, all in. I paid $101,000 for my house that's worth 200 and something. So I go to a bank and I was like, let me get HELOC, right? Like 80% loan to value.
Just to have it.
Yeah.
80% loan to value after you, right? Like, all right. I have W-2 at the time. So instantly I was like, Daddy's got money to play with. So I go
IPAs all day, right?
right, like I go out and buy another 3 properties with that money.
It's not bad.
No, it's stupid.
Yeah.
But say, I sit here and go, okay, this is like HELOC is a weird thing because, but you're risking your entire, like you're risking your wife, your kids,
Yep.
whoever's at home, because any minute they could just call it, right? So right now with COVID, like they can call
Yeah.
that thing.
And I don't think anybody was aware of that.
I need to reread my contract.
Yeah, I know.
I was not
That's in the
aware of
fine
that.
print probably,
I
right?
thought I
Yeah,
had 10
yeah.
years.
I'll take
Yep.
another.
Everybody good?
So,
Yep.
Did you want
Um,
to go?
Oh, another Osgood Light.
Of course.
Yeah.
I'll do an Osgood Light. That'll be
Okay.
my final.
Perfect.
Thanks.
Sounds
we're
good.
working on the finals, folks. I know we're going long because this is.
I
That's
gotta,
kinda what
I gotta,
we do.
excuse, I gotta
Episode.
excuse myself again. You might going, well, Pat, you just left 10 minutes ago. So, quick story. Paul's gonna laugh at this.
Pat's a
I've
little
been,
young.
I've been blessed, and this is from my mother when I told her, with BPH. Anybody know what BPH is?
Big.
It's an enlarged prostate. So I tell my mom after I go to the urologist, which is a whole other freaking story, dude. You know,
Different podcast in
yeah.
general.
Different, whole different podcast. I call my mom up. She goes, "What's the results?" I go, "It's not cancerous. I just have enlarged prostate." She pauses. She says, "Oh, Pat, I'm so glad to hear that." She goes, "You know, that's God's way of thanking you for being in the beer business for 25 plus years."
I go, amen, mom, it is. You're right. I love his mom.
So, like, I'm mad that Pat just left because I want to
He'll be back
celebrate.
in 15, 20 minutes.
But I want to celebrate. I want to celebrate the fact that Pat just made $61,000.
Yeah, that's huge.
Like, Paul, you make 30. Like between
And I was ecstatic.
between the two of you, you're making $90,000
Yeah.
off of real estate.
Two newbies.
Now, mind you, this is literally off of, and let's say, one thing I didn't ask Pat is how long it took him to.
Shit, I wish I
No,
could remember.
No, it's fine. We're gonna write it down. So
Okay.
how long?
I want to say it was.
Right. So like if we're at a year, that's $1,200.
It was
I
under
mean,
a year.
right. So we're at $1,200 of holding costs, and so at that you like you made 30 something.
Yeah.
He made 60 something. So we're probably at 90 on a dot. You know, we go back to where I am, and my HELOC. I did a wholesale for the first time while I had my HELOC out there, and my first HELOC deal, because we talked about in the podcast where you paid $6,000, or sorry, the person paid 66, you paid 25.
Yeah.
My first HELOC deal was $25,000 profit. Because of who I am as a person, I went to the owner and said, "Hey, I'm gonna make $25,000. Do you want it all completely?" You're a very good friend of mine, and he looked at me and said, "I told you to do what you want with it, like flip it, sell it, do whatever.
Yeah.
Keep the entire thing." He on the deal made $8,000 and gave me the rest. I paid off my HELOC literally in seconds.
It's funny, like wholesaler, like, and I will bring up the group again because there's up and down with wholesaler. You know, I think I can back both sides. There's certain people that don't like them in the group, and then there's really not a lot of positive, but there's a lot of people that don't like them in the group. And I look at it this way, and again, my opinion, almost worth a penny.
Can you describe to us real quick, because we're talking real estate, can you describe to me what a wholesaler is?
I'm going to do my best, and please, with your knowledge, interject and correct me. So basically, it's someone that's, and this is my opinion, really good at marketing and telling someone that their home isn't worth as much as it's worth, and they can get rid of it without, I would say, approval from a loan or a bank or something like that. In a nutshell, is the way I look at it.
So, and that's a fine way to look at it. Okay, so here's what I look at as a wholesaler. Okay, somebody who answers a seller's need. So, right, like whether it's a person who just got divorced and the husband stopped paying, so they can't afford the mortgage, and they have 6 months before they get a foreclosure. So they say, "Hey, look, I'm going to give you this amount of money because this is all I can afford at this time."
Yeah.
It's a person that's in the right place at the right time. Yeah, you're good at marketing.
Yeah.
But I look at a wholesaler as a harder working real estate agent.
I can agree with that, but there's also that asterisk of just internal moral and ethics and stuff like that.
But I can't. So like when because of who I am, right? We go back to mine, right? So my buddy goes, hey, my mom's in a nursing home, and we're gonna talk about this again.
Yep.
My mother's in a nursing home. Um, I want to buy her house so I can pay my brother his amount of money. Would you be interested in buying my house? Right? I don't want to put it up for with a realtor.
Yeah.
I just want to deal with whatever. And he goes, and I said, look, like I was a realtor at the time, like you could probably get more just aging it up. And I was like, but I wouldn't mind flipping it. Okay. And I didn't know, like I was so stupid to Grand Rapids market because I don't own in Grand Rapids. I own in Wyoming. I own in outskirts of Grand Rapids. And he goes to me, he goes, all right. So I said, pick a price. And he goes, I'm roughly here. I said, okay, I'll give you a little, like, this is what I'll give you. And we signed the contract. We shook hands. We drank beers. Like that's who this guy is.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Denny is one of my best friends. And all of a sudden, I called for hard money. Okay, because I said, hey, I don't have the funds to buy this right now. I need hard money. And he goes, I don't really own Grand Rapids. He goes, and my hard money guy goes, oh, you don't own Grand Rapids? Are you interested in selling? And I said, yeah. Tell your guy to walk through it. Here's the code or whatever, and let me know. And all of a sudden, I get a $25,000 above what I have a contract for. And I walked to Denny and I was like, dude, I've made you money. This is a guy who's going to pay us cash. Like,
Oh yeah.
and he goes, nope. Like, because every time I wholesale, I'm very honest with
Yeah,
the
yeah.
person. Like, I don't look to make money off of friends, family, anything like that. Like, I do rent a family, which that's a different story. But the fact is I don't look to try to screw anybody, right? Like, because I am very low on my values of houses, not values as a person, because I'm
glad you clarified that.
because I'm very low. I know that sometimes I'll come in and just say, hey, this is what I think it's worth, and dude, I'll get blown out of the water. Like, I was not familiar with this guy's area, right? He's right like Gray Line Brewing. I thought shit was just absolute poor over there.
Oh.
I offered him a price, and he's like, "Yep, I owe this," and I was like, hey, dude, as I said, he made 8,000. I made 25,000 on it. Like, and he goes, "You did what you." He goes, "You kept your end of the deal. I'm gonna keep my end of the deal." And I was like, Denny, I'm gonna ship. Like, I took him out to a steak, and I was gonna go to Ruth Chris because he just made me $25,000, and they weren't open until 4
Yeah.
4
Yeah,
o'clock.
COVID, yeah.
So we no, this is back.
Happy
This is five years. This is 5 years ago.
Way
So
PC.
we ended up going to Brands for lunch, and right, I buy Sizzlers for $10 a piece. And now, I mean, every time we go out, I buy beers. But
Yeah.
like worst case scenario, at the end of our freaking life, I don't know, $2,000 deep.
Yeah.
Right, I'm 23,000 ahead. So, Pat, before you rudely left us,
Sorry.
yeah. So,
It's nature.
it's not. It's nurture. Your mom.
Nature always wins.
Your mom didn't teach you. No. So,
It is on my bucket list though to get the snip or roto rooters.
Whatever
Buy
they
a
do
better
down there.
Yeah, whatever they do down there. That would be
All I
good.
can think of
That'd
right
be a
now
great
is
present.
Waldorf and Mortimer. Duke.
so you one thing you didn't leave us with before you rudely interrupted
I
us.
apologize.
How long did this process take you?
That's a good
I
question.
can't remember.
It's a great question.
Yeah,
It's not a good. It's great.
Where did you buy it? 2020 mine.
I know.
my
What,
timeline, like
I don't know about you guys, but COVID's got my.
I
mean,
you
trying to
didn't-
remember like.
Totally screwed
I
up.
know.
We're hitting 1 year tomorrow.
Yeah.
Did you sell
Yeah.
in 2020 or before 2020? No, it was in 2020.
It was in 2020, but it had to be.
But it was when
It had to be
restaurants were
pre-COVID.
open.
Yeah. I
Early
know.
2020.
Yeah, it had to be.
No,
You
so
sold
maybe.
when restaurants were open?
Yeah,
Because we
yeah,
were at the Bosnia Express.
we did.
Your
Right
open
close.
house.
Remember? Yeah. So was that January?
No, there was no snow. Marty had
So,
his-
yeah. So if I had to guess, I think because well, of course we're shooting for like 3 months, right?
You know what?
Yeah,
bet
but
can
I
figure it
think
out.
it was
3
like-
months for a full rehab with gutted.
Well, yeah.
Wow.
But in reality,
Did you use my group?
it was more like 7 months.
Sure.
That sounds. I feel pretty good with 7 months. Yeah.
So, and 60, let's say, so like your interest only. Did you take extra money to pay your interest?
Once again, I'm going to defer to my chief financial
Sure.
officer.
So
on
like
that.
I did.
So I don't know.
Paul did. I did not. Right. Like I put
Yeah.
down on all three of my properties. I put down the bare minimum that I needed to when I bought with my HELOC.
Yeah.
And I paid the interest out of my own pocket. Granted, I paid with cash flow of other properties. So
But if Dave wouldn't kill her, I mean, the Lebanese princess might be able to give an answer to that.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, and this
Yeah.
is huge. So
what we're learning here is Lebanese women and Persian men are very good with money,
that's what I'm finding.
and white people kind of suck.
So
Just
I,
saying, that's not racist, but white people suck.
yeah, that's some. I enjoy
Kind of
tacos.
racist,
It's like-
but
It's a little bit racist, but I'll take it.
but
I'll own that
so
shit.
guys, anything else you'd like to share with us about your real estate investment and about going into debt and how it's worked out well for you? Anything we've missed?
Oh, so much. I want to do this again.
I think we're
Well,
gonna
I
have
know
to do a
everybody
part
wants to
2,
do it
3,
again.
and
It's just a
4.
question of
Because what-
supply, you know.
Well,
I mean, it's just like there's nothing out there.
So what
It's
I'm looking to learn is, I bought our first one that we talked about, the kill. I say sorry. My wife and I bought the first one, bought the second one, bought the third one. Then we opened up an LLC,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to learn what I need to do with that LLC, with the real estate, and how to maximize or benefit my transactions within that LLC for gains, losses, things
Yep.
like that, and stuff which I don't know a lot about. So
So he knows way more than me. I bought the first 13 properties without an LLC, personal name. I bought my 8-unit in an LLC because that was the guidance of my accountant, right? So
Yeah.
anybody listening, watching, right, get your accountant's information and figure out what they suggest. Like if you don't use, yes, you use an accountant, but if you have a lawyer, which I don't,
yeah,
because I'm not that person. It's like, oh, you got a lawyer on standby. Like,
no. By the way, anyone that just an asterisk here, anyone that comes to you and says, "I'm going to contact my lawyer,"
yeah.
does
Dude,
not
like-
have a lawyer.
No, never.
So
Never.
in the past week, I've had 5 people tell me they're gonna get a hold of their lawyer for stupid stuff, and I'm like, no disrespect, like you rent, and there's a chance that you have a very good income, but I ran your background. I know what your income is. I know a lot about you personally.
You don't have a retainer on it.
Like, I know what my net worth is. I know what yours typically is.
Yeah.
Jesus, I don't have a lawyer. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing wrong in life?
I'm
There's really good chances.
I'm gonna say this for anybody watching. I'm gonna even look in the camera when I say this. I have 3.
I got one. He's in the group too.
Yeah. It's right. So we're drinking Osgood Ohana. It's an imperial brown ale made with toasted coconut.
So
we talk about beer too, don't we?
I'm sorry, I got distracted on real estate for
I-
quite a while.
I don't know how much longer Beer Me is gonna go, but I think Bucks and Brew should wrap up a little bit
For
here.
sure.
I think
So-
I think
Oh, we're way
gonna
up. Just as a footnote, our
Yes.
podcasts are 28 minutes on
Oh.
average.
We're at
Ours
an
are
hour.
like an hour and a
We're at
half.
an
or-
hour
or
and
two
57
right now.
minutes.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that's because we
Of
like to
pure
talk
quality.
money and beer.
Yeah.
So I mean,
We talk 2, you talk 1. Okay.
So for us here, thank you to Osgood for having us, and
Yes, for sure. Yes.
Come shoot Big Buck Hunter.
Yep.
or
Good
play
beer.
Pac-Man or
Good beer.
Simpsons over there.
Bumps, you guys. Here's a
Very
good
good
beer.
beer. Very good
I
beer.
have nothing to
Yeah.
bump. Here we go. I'll go with an empty glass.
We always do that with on the Beer Me podcast. It's like, yep, here we go.
We had a great time again as always. Nick, what do you got to say?
Like always, right? Like, subscribe, share, tell your mom, tell your friends.
Go find the Beer Me podcast on your
The
favorite.
waitress-
We love the waitress here. She's been great.
Yeah, say and go honestly like Beer Me podcast, right?
Yeah.
Because they're gonna be around for a long time. They're gonna talk
Yeah,
about
so-
great things that
Because we
happen.
like beer.
Like Beer Me, like Bucks and Brews. Mike, what do you got?
Oh, Mike. Sorry, Mike. How are you?
quiet one.
He told us about his beer. with his
Those are the
grandpa.
dangerous ones.
Mike called me earlier. He goes, "You guys are going to a brewery," and I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "To drink in person," and I go, "Yeah." He goes, "I think I'm going to come up for that." Mind you, he drove all the way from Portage just to have beer in a brewery.
Oh, God.
It is fun. I think it's great. I love
Well,
fun.
Mike,
Mike, you got anything?
Love the
Oh, this
intel
was
tonight.
fun. Like I said, I like learning things. I don't have a lot of input I can give, especially from the real estate side of things. But like I said, it's always fun to learn.
When
It
the
might be
dividend
one of the
stocks
next-
pay for that real estate.
It might be one of my
So,
next investments.
not-
Once, you know, in a year or two when I'm.
Not to steal Mike's thunder here, but he went and DoorDash yesterday, made $80
Nice.
No.
the weekend.
Yeah, Sunday after my.
Sunday,
3 hours, $80.
$80.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I say I have a kid who's applying for one of our units.
Oh, okay.
It was $700 he made last week, $830, and $700. $700 on the other one, right? So he's just making great money.
He's two.
You too, and then you're separate?
No, it's pretty sad because
Okay.
DoorDash, is that food delivery?
Yes.
All right, so my daughter just asked me, she's like, I think
I don't
I'm gonna
need
do
to say
that.
first.
She's trying to save up for something.
Sure.
I said, we were actually on vacation a couple weeks ago and I got a text, she's like, I think I'm gonna do Uber Eats or something like that. I'm like, hold off, I think there's a car insurance issue I gotta figure out before you just jump into that. And so I got like an extra rider and stuff to it. She's looking to do it. I know nothing about it.
Yeah.
I know we're wrapping up, but
No.
if we turn off, if anyone does it, how lucrative is it? Is it
So-
worth it?
We did a great episode last week
Yeah.
on gig
Oh,
jobs.
Go watch our episode.
There it is.
Thanks.
Watch or
Courtney.
listen.
That's a good final right there.
So I will give you guys the last word because you're there, and then we'll talk offline like
Well,
we always
thanks
do.
for Bucks and Brews. I mean, you know, Paul and I talk about beer all the time, but once again, you got to have money to buy beer.
Yeah.
You
So
really
these
do.
guys at Bucks and Brews teach you how to get money
I had a
to
blast.
buy some beer.
We have a little bit of material about Beer Me podcast, but we'll figure it out. But
Yeah,
like,
just go to your favorite podcast provider and put in Beer Me and look for the skinny guy and the big guy. Yeah,
Yeah, and honestly, we're
Yeah.
gonna do this again because this was a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
it was
we had a
fun.
blast.
Yeah,
If you
thank
guys
you.
want to re-record and we'll talk about beer, okay.
No, this is great.
Yep, we're off. I'm surprised my battery. That's the
I know, I was
longest.
gonna say.
That's the longest recording we've ever done.